One of those starts came 2 years ago against the Jets, and it was a big day for Minshew, throwing a career-high 3 touchdown passes in the victory over the Jets. And there's been some very good moments and numbers for Minshew in his young career.
There really have. When you look at his numbers and what he's done in his draft class, the guys they got drafted in the first round, and he got drafted later in the draft. But look at those numbers: first, third, second. Those are very good passing grades. Put a front on it.
Without Jalen Hurts, the Eagles will rely more on the running backs to carry the load. Jordan Howard out today with a knee injury. Boston Scott is active, but he did not practice all week due to illness. Meanwhile, the Jets have a chance to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. And for Zach Wilson, 6 games to go in his rookie campaign. What do you want to see from the Jets quarterback down the stretch?
You want to see that progress, and you want him to be able to sit in the meeting room on Monday and tell his coaches what he did was exactly what they had planned for him to do during the course of the week in practice. Is he seeing what they expect him to see during the course of the game? And that's always the case for a young rookie quarterback, because he's seeing things for the first time, and you can see how much better he performed in the second half than the first half, and that's just even that in-game experience.
Defensively, the Jets put together one of their best performances of the year last week in Houston. 5 sacks of Tyrod Taylor.
It just seemed like they knew the blocking scheme of the Texans so well that when they decided to blitz, they get a free runner. And when they decided to rush 4, they were winning those one-on-one battles.
All right, James, time for your keys to the game.
Sometimes these are easy to do. Get a lead early. Oh, that's easy. Well, the Jets have only scored 24 first-quarter points. The Eagles, 75. Be aggressive. This really is a playoff run for the Eagles when you look at it. The Jets win the turnover battle. That's going to be hard. They're last in the league in that. But if they could do that, that would really help them and keep Zach Wilson upright.
The Jets have never beaten the Eagles. They're 0-11 all time. Is today the day? Kickoff is next on CBS.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS. This holiday season, give the gift of Grubhub.
It looks simple, doesn't it? You know what they'll get to? To be a pro starts with training. You grind every day so you can motor running. To be more durable, it takes recovery to score the game with a touchdown. Because the motor can't be too big for you. Think you can perform like pro? Because you're up.
At TouchOfModern.com, we always surprise, excite, inspire, because our expertly curated products are never ordinary, never mundane, never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagine you'd ever have. Here's to the thrill of discovering the next exceptional and unexpected product. To check it all out, scan the code now. With FanDuel free games, make every performance worthy of an honor. Make every sideline throw an absolute dime. Make every defensive stop the start of a winning streak. Make every picture worth 1,000 words worth $1,000,000. With free-to-play contests on FanDuel, you can make every week a chance to win $1,000,000. Make every reward FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
With consumer cellular, get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. And AARP members get exclusive discounts. Magnificent! Switch to Consumer Cellular today and get $100.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
Couple of first-year head coaches squaring off today. Robert Saleh of the Jets against Nick Sirianni of the Eagles. Kickoff is coming up next on CBS.
Pascal Lucic with started recording visitors on every universe.
The starting to come through, but I can't stop him.
Exclusive to movie theaters.
Are you thinking I'm about to do something that could break the universe when it finds?
December 17th, rated PG-13.
Beautiful.
Let's make 3 cups of harina. What's the sauce for me? An empty stomach. My abuela always say that when she was cooking. Yeah.
Give more than a gift. Etsy.
Introducing High Low, FanDuel's new free game. Just pick the teams you think will score the highest and lowest in 4 categories for a chance to win $1 million. Here to make the weekly picks are Phil and Boomer.
All righty, Phil, I'm going to start with rushing yards. And for the high, give me the Bengals. Joe Mixon coming off of a 165-yard performance last week. And this week he faces the league's worst rush defense in the Chargers. For the low, I'm going to take the Texans because they have the fewest rush yards in the NFL this year, and they go against a tough Colt defense.
All right, good job, Boomer. I'll take passing yards. For the high, give me the Raiders because Derek Carr leads the NFL in passing yards this season. And for the low, I'm taking the Broncos because I expect them to struggle against a strong Chiefs defense.
It's not too late. Make your picks for a shot at our $1 million grand prize. You've still got about 15 minutes to enter. Just go to FanDuel.com/high-low.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Moments away from kickoff at MetLife Stadium, and for more on the decision to start Gardner Minshew, we send it down to Amanda Valionis.
Thanks, Andrew. Well, hats off to the Philadelphia Eagles for keeping it under wraps that Gardner Minshew would be their starter. I've been told that Jalen Hurts will be on the sideline today, but Minshew took 90% of the snaps during their walkthrough yesterday, so this is less of a surprise for them. As for the New York Jets, I talked to the leader of their defense, CJ Mosley, today. He said, yeah, no, we did not prepare for this. He obviously brings a whole different element and skill set to this offense, but we got to be prepared and stay ready for that Minshew magic, Andrew.
You can see Minshew is fired up. And the Jets prepared all week to take on Jalen Hurts in a series where the Jets have never won a game. 0-11 all time against the Eagles, who won the toss. They elected to defer. Berrios on the return. Berrios across midfield. Berrios inside the 20. Tackle there.
What the fuck?
Start for the Jets. Marcus Epps made the tackle. 81-yard return.
No flags, no uncertainty, and you talk about a sprinter speed. Just a lane opens up right in the middle, and then Braxton Berrios weaves right, weaves left, finally gets taken down right outside the 20-yard line.
Just
That is a
massive
huge
hole. Wow.
Yeah.
And Berrios, with that electrifying speed, has given the Jets golden field position to start this game. They spot it at the 21. Tevin Coleman at running back. Elijah Moore goes in motion, and it is Coleman inside the 20 and pushed back right there. So Zach Wilson coming off a win a week ago in Houston, a game that Robert Saleh said he managed well. The numbers don't jump off the chart, but he did have his first career rushing touchdown, making his 8th start of the year. has not thrown a touchdown pass since week 4 against Tennessee.
Love where Mike LaFleur, the offensive coordinator, is going. 4 wideouts in this formation.
Wilson's first throw is to Coleman out of the backfield. He stumbles, gets back on his feet, picks up the first down. Alex Singleton forces him out, but the Jets move the sticks.
You get a little bit of motion. That motion signals that it's man-to-man coverage, and then what you do now is you make that linebacker cross over the top of the receiver that's running the short underneath crossing route. So nice play design by Michael LaFleur, and a nice, easy look for Zach Wilson to kind of get things going under his feet.
There is LaFleur, who now is up in the coach's box as opposed to the beginning of the season when he called plays from down on the sideline. Wilson, right back to Coleman. Coleman at 5. So all 3 plays have gone to Tevin Coleman. Connor McGovern with a good block there. Well, James mentioned this in his keys to the game. The Jets have been brutal in the first half of games this year. Minus 124 point differential. A chance to set a good tone today. Coleman inside the 5 and tackled at the 3. TJ Edwards on the stop, but it's 3rd down.
And you heard Amanda talking about the walkthroughs that the Eagles have had. Well, the Jets do a lot of walkthroughs, but they didn't imagine starting the game on the 20-yard line. So this is new territory for some of these plays.
No huddle, Wilson has Wilson's first touchdown pass in 2 months, week 4 against Tennessee. This has the longest drought in the NFL for Elijah Moore. It's his 5th touchdown of the season, but the first time that he's connected with Zach Wilson.
There we go.
Duo that Jets fans saw work together for a long time. And now, making his NFL debut, the Jets are looking for Alex Kessman.
Yes.
His first attempt is no good. So yesterday they caught Amendola, Alex Kessman, the new kicker. Single, but the Jets are on the board first. Wilson to 4, and the Jets are up 6-0.
Macy's Friends and Family is going online with an extra 30% off fine jewelry supervised online, like these diamond earrings and pendants. Thank you for diamond earrings, and you have big love gift sets at Macy's. It starts with a mother's determination to treat her baby's eczema and grows into a family business that helps out with more. It starts with an Army vet's dream of studying the stars and grows into a new career as an astrophysicist. It starts with an engineer's desire to start over and grows into an award-winning restaurant that creates local jobs. They learn how on YouTube. What will you learn? Oh, nice.
Hey, what's going on? I'm right here. I was busy cash backing for the holidays. Chase Free Unlimited. I'm going to cash back with a gingerbread house.
What's got no people inside?
And a snow back you.
Oh, I wish I could
Get out there. You lost me.
Yeah. It's a holiday tradition.
That it is. All right, big time with Chase Free Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more for sure.
This holiday season, remember the trick. The one that lets you skip the line and get your finger-licking chicken finger-licking break.
Just crazy stupid in that edge.
Oh, yeah. Huge edge. See ya.
Invisibility is
Oh, of course, Steve Nelson.
Just a verified approval gives you an edge on the okay. A verified credit and assets up front.
You want to see that game? Hey, coach. You say this? What?
It's weird. When you need a competitive edge in a housing game, Rocket Cap.
It's a star-studded night at tradition and inspiration.
Celebrate the gift of family.
The National Christmas Tree Lighting and Down Home for the Holidays tonight after 60 minutes.
First time this season that Zach Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass in the first half.
Of course.
It goes
And
to
against the
Elijah
fucking
Moore
Eagles.
and the Jets after that big kick return from Berrios. Jump out to a 6-0 lead. So Kessman, who played collegiately in Pittsburgh, missed the extra point. Now kicks it away with Jalen Reagor back deep, and he will let this one go. And before the Eagles come out, let's go back to the touchdown pass.
Yeah, if you look at this look, it's a balanced look with two receivers here, and this safety right in the middle has to decide which side of the field he's going to defend. He gets frozen. Play fake freezes him, and then ball is
Look,
thrown
Steve
right
Nelson.
to Elijah
Good
Moore,
job, Nelson.
right on the money, and it's a good chest high catch where he doesn't have to extend himself.
Wilson 3 out of 3 on that drive. And now the first start as the Eagles quarterback for Gardner Minshew. He's played only one other game this year on duty in the win over the Lions for 2 passes, including both of them for 11 yards. And Minshew, nowhere to go.
I talked to
Awesome.
Gardner before the game, and I said, will you be under center more? Because normally you think of the shotgun formation for the Eagles. He's under center that time. Can't even turn around and get the play cut to hand the ball off.
Last time he started a game was last December when he was a member of the Jaguars. They got blown out in Baltimore. He has made 20 career starts with a
Jalen's like, what the?
There's Jalen Hurts watching from the sideline. Second down and 10. From the shotgun, Minshew looking to the air. It's a screen. He's got his tight end. That's Connor with a first down.
Yeah,
Brought down by C.J. Mosley, but a big pickup for Dallas Goedert. They cover 16 yards.
While they are in the shotgun, the ends are not going to have to worry as much about the quarterback.
Oh, well played.
Good blocking. Ooh, Kelsey.
Charged up the field, so they took advantage of that charge.
Check that guy.
The quarterback pocket for a screen pass. So,
Sorry,
play call,
that's so
nice
runny.
execution.
They only had one
Looks
catch
like we'll have
loss
Chiefs in
right
there.
here a week ago against the Giants. Here's Miles Sanders, his first carry. He's running by Sanders across the 40.
Almost fucking fumbled it.
I know.
Another tackle for C.J. Mosley as we take a look at this Philadelphia offense. And a change at right guard as Jack Driscoll is on IR with an ankle injury, so Nate Irving makes the start at right guard for Philadelphia today. We also have to keep an eye on the center. Jason Kelsey was banged up a week ago with a right knee injury, went out, came back in. And there he is. Eagles need him. He is their emotional leader on the offensive line, 34 years old. Quick pass. Another first down. Shut out of bounds by Bryce Hall.
Looks right.
C.J. Mosley is having a real nice season. He leads the team in tackles with 88 on the year. He told us on Friday, we were at Florham Park, Jets training facility, that he feels like this is the best season of his career, mentally especially. He says what Robert Saleh has taught him about watching film has changed the way that he's prepared for opponents this year. And he said he's playing a lot faster because of it. Minshew keeping it out there with Sanders on the
Nice run, Sanders.
for Miles Sanders. Mosley on the tackle. But Sanders runs it out to the 36-yard line.
You know, I'm always interested when I watch teams warm up and what they do. A lot of double team blocking going on by the Eagles during pregame warmups. And that's really what gets this offense going. The double team between the tackles and the guards and center. They're so effective at it, they push you all the way back into the linebacker.
Second down and 1. It's a play fake. Minshew taking a deep shot for Goddard. He's open.
Dude, the Jets are trash. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jets, you're terrible.
That is Goddard's first touchdown since week 4 against Kansas City, his third of the year. And now Jake Elliott for the extra point, and that's right.
Oh my God, look how empty that stadium is.
The Eagles and Gardner Minshew connecting with Dallas Goddard and Philly takes a
How did he like? That was such an air ball.
So most that made you away. Feel like throwing my worries away. As an old native born Californian would say, it's the most unusual day. Most unusual sky. Outside, out, passing by. If my heart won't behave in the usual way.
Experience the power of sanctuary.
Let's hear our commentary. That's each of these.
Your clay aspirin could be hurting you. Vazalore is the first liquid-filled aspirin capsule clinically shown to cause fewer ulcers than plain aspirin. Try new Vazalore. Aspirin is amazing.
The lasting cologne scent of Old Spice Dynasty helps get you off your couch and into the driver's seat.
No annual fee on any Discover card.
Isn't he still alive?
He was taken.
Let's not speculate. Search your age.
It's crunch time. The season finale of CSI Vegas, Wednesday 10 at Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Feels such an air ball. Looks like a Nick Foley ball.
Oh, 19. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Taco Bell.
No. How annoying you are.
Lion King. This winter, wait for the unexpected. And discover exceptionally common sense.
American Dream Ball right next door to MetLife Stadium. Holiday season here in New Jersey. What a drive for Gardner Minshew. 61 yards passing for Minshew. And driving all 61 to Dallas Goddard. Now
I think those are those
2,000 receiving yards in his career. Berrios, after a 79-yard return, officially on the opening.
Yeah, let him do it again.
They let him cross the 30 and down at the 32, a 28-yard return. Well, this week, NFL players are wearing custom cleats in honor of the causes they support through My Cause, My Cleats. Text MCMC to 635-635 to hear the players' stories, bid on their custom cleats for charity, and learn more about how they're making a difference in their communities. So many great charities are represented here by both teams today, and Elijah Moore is wearing cleats to support mental health. Very close friends, former roommates with A.J. Brown, the Titans wide receiver. Zach Wilson hands it off to Coleman, who sneaks through to the 34-yard line. But A.J. Brown going public earlier this season that in his battle with depression, he had suicidal thoughts last year. And it was Elijah Moore who he said helped him the most, just as a friend to listen, to help him through that. And we met with Elijah Moore on Friday, and he said how he still talks to A.J. Brown every day. Proud of him, takes a lot of guts to do what he did, but a lot of people feel that and don't talk about it. He's very happy that his dear friend A.J. Brown did that and he's feeling better. 2nd and 7, and that pass is incomplete off the hands of Jamison Crowder. Time for our first NFL Today update. Here's JP Boomer Esiason.
Cordell Patterson sets this up over.
That's right. Mike Davis is going to take this 17 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense and going to tie the score. Tom Brady threw a touchdown pass on their first series, 7-7 back to Andrew, James, and Amanda. Got it, Boomer and JB. Thank you very much. And we're back with a 3rd and 7 for the Jets. Wilson, quick pass, and it's caught by Corey Davis. That's good for a Jets first down. Davis was a question mark today because of a groin injury. He did not play in last week's win over the Texans.
What?
Davis was so excited to be back. We saw him in practice on Friday. He told me he was trying to stay warm the whole practice so that he didn't re-injure himself.
Now behind the play, Fletcher Cox is down for the Eagles. We're back after this.
This holiday variety is the deal that gets better and better and better. Get iPhone 13 Pro on us when you trade in your older damaged phone. Better. And if to $1,000 when you switch, because everyone deserves better.
Ideas are nothing until we make them real. Even the best ideas take passion, perseverance, and determination. Everything we ever do is nothing compared to what we imagine for the future. Hard, power, and dreams.
I love good deals. I love finding good deals like this because this Rio's Chili Cheese Junior Wrap is 99 cents.
I feel like they just marked it wrong, but I'm not jumping around.
Solid Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
What if smartphones were more than just smart? The all-new Google Pixel 6 truly sees you, not a blurry face. And for things you don't want to see, it removes them instantly with Magic Eraser. On our most advanced and inclusive smartphone camera yet, Live Translate speaks your language and hers. It's the phone that understands we're all different. Google Pixel 6. For all you are.
There's no better feeling than a win. It's like the best
Cox is stretches like on the sideline. Cramping again.
Now you're winning with King Sports.
This is my life. All emotion. Sometimes I've learned to hurt my people. This is me, monster. This is all things monster.
The veteran Fletcher Cox was able to walk off under his own power, now getting some attention on the Philadelphia sideline, and the rookie Milton Williams has come in to take his place after the Jets picked up the first down with 8:16 to go in the first quarter. First down at 10, they swing it to Moore. Nice catch. Moore, nice move after the catch. Tackled in Philadelphia territory by Jannard Avery.
Andrew, one of the things I'm kind of keeping my eyes on is what the safeties are doing to try to disguise the defense before the snap so that they don't give Zach Wilson an easy read on their secondary and what coverage that they're in. So these two safeties, Rodney McLeod and Anthony Harris, are moving around quite a bit. They have to make sure that they don't get themselves out of position.
Three, and a lot of moving around the first penalty marker of the day. Our referee today is Clay Martin. That goes against Josh Sweat, but James, just going back to your point about the pre-snap disguise, that's something we talked about with Eagles defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. They don't want Zach Wilson to be on autopilot. And when we asked TJ Edwards about it, he said, look, there is an art to the pre-snap disguise. You really have to be poised, and that's where you're going to be on this play, and then hustle to get back to where you're really supposed to be. Wilson goes right back to Elijah Moore, left up by Darius Slay. 4 straight passes for the Jets.
That last pass, as simple as it was, kind of demonstrated the arm talent that Zach Wilson has, because he sent that ball out there in front of Slade, who is a dangerous defender to throw against.
Wilson has started 6 out of 7 for 40 yards and a touchdown. Coleman trying the left side. Towards the corner. Nice spot for Coleman. Still good.
Jesus Christ.
Bulldozer run for the Jets. He gets 16 yards and another first down. Harrison Sweat on the tackle.
Before Tevin Coleman got to the corner, he did a little dip inside, and that froze the defense. And then after that, it was all about the speed. Got outside, got those shoulders squared, and got as many yards as he could uphill. Because after contact, there's still some yardage to be gained.
Coleman already with 6 touches in this game. 4 carries and 2 receptions. Ty Johnson in there running back here on 1st and 10. And here goes Elijah Moore with blockers ahead. Moore inside the 20, puts it back at the 15, and he's down right around the first down marker. Rodney McLeod on the tackle as Moore followed the blocking of fullback Nick Baldwin.
You know, at the tail end of this play, as we're watching it from up high, we think, boy, he's going to get the end zone. But it's a great job slowing it down up front and then getting the pursuit coming from the inside. And guys hustling to get there and make that play. Elijah Moore, you look at what he's done in the last 5 ball games, really been on fire. Come in and played the way that a lot of Jet players would have loved for that play the entire season.
Just came up short of a first down. It's 2nd and 1. Johnson, and he's got the first down. Back to Elijah Moore, you know, Mike LaFleur said they're putting more on his plate. They feel like they can trust him more now as a rookie. He's got a better grasp of the offense. But when we asked Elijah about it, he said, look, that's part of it, but I'm also understanding defenses better, and I feel better about the speed of the game now. This is why these final 6 games are so important for so many on this Jets. They're a young team, and Zach Wilson told us the more reps he can get, the better they'll be off for next year. First and 10. And that's Crowder. Inside the 10. To the goal line, and he is down at the 1. Ryan Griffin pleading his case. He thought Crowder got in, but they mark him just short.
Between Elijah Moore, Crowder, and Barrios, you've got kind of guys who are undersized, but extremely quick. And you can see that quickness by Crowder in that last play.
Jets go no huddle. Wilson under center trying to do it himself. No signal yet. Jets trying to go quickly, and Wilson looking for his 2nd consecutive week with a rushing touchdown, but he comes up short. And once again, the Jets go no huddle.
Sometimes a little step back and then going forward, and then when you're not the biggest guy push.
Wilson again. Still no signal.
We're going to look at the pile and see where it is.
And now he's a touchdown.
What?
There's an anticlimactic touchdown that we've been involved in. And the Jets will take it as Wilson scores. And Miller back in front.
Okay, I'm going to put on my coaching cap. I missed the first PAT. I want the points. Do I go for 2 here?
Well, I see your point, but also you got a kid playing his first NFL game. Don't you want to try to give him some confidence?
I want his confidence when he's
I don't
kicking
think,
off.
well, maybe. Sign up to the tournament.
Freshman in his first NFL game. He went to training camp with the Chargers, but did not attempt any field goals in the preseason. He was signed to the Jets practice squad a couple of weeks ago after Amendola struggled against Miami.
And now the long delay on the review of the touchdown. Maybe the review officials are trying to ice him a little bit.
Missed his first extra point. 23 years old from Clarkstown, Michigan. The 8th different Jets kicker in the last 5 seasons.
Oh, Jesus.
2 missed extra points for Alex Kisman.
Give me that shake. What?
Amendola yesterday. And Robert Saleh, he's seen this movie before. 12-7 Jets.
I just wish more people knew how easy it was to get health coverage. I'm only paying $52 a month, but there are quality plans for even less.
For health insurance. So with the new law, I found an affordable plan and only paid $47 a month.
Actually, a friend of mine recommended healthcare.gov, and now we're paying less than $60 a month for coverage.
I was skeptical at first, but it is real. I'm covered with no monthly payment.
New law, lower prices, more people qualify at healthcare.gov.
Look, Serena Williams, Matrix, Serena, Matrix, Serena, Matrix.
Get your TV together for the best of live and on-demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream. Huh, is that true? Geico's been saving folks money for 85 years? Yeah, that's right. Wait, so if Geico's 85, that makes you... Are you asking if I'm 85 years old? I mean, sea turtles live to be 150, so... I was not. Do I look 85? What? No! You look young. You look young for however old you are. Geico, saving people money for 85 years.
From unexpected finds to classic favorites, find the gifts they've been dreaming of with Macy's Holiday Gift Finder.
When you spend all year serving others, when you lead by example, you don't just land on a nice list, you get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Get one full year of no extra cost Sirius XM on us and 0% financing for 72 months plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Healthcare.gov. Enroll by December 15th and by DirecTV Stream. Get your TV together.
Beautiful December day in the tri-state area with 3:18 to go in the first quarter. The Jets have a 12-7 lead. 24 points in the first quarter of games this season, and they already have 12 today. Should have been a couple of more. Missed extra points. Rager on the return. Spins at the 25, but tossed down at the 31. Well, on Tuesday, the Eagles held a virtual pep rally with the Francis Hopkinson Elementary School as part of the NFL's Fuel Up the Play 60 program. The Eagles also presented the school with a $5,000 hometown grant for their efforts in practicing healthy eating habits and staying physically fit. So great job this week by Jalen Hurts, who told us he's inactive today. He went to New England to meet with them, a high school football team. They lost in the state playoffs on Friday night, but Hurts was telling us yesterday how inspiring his visit was for them. The kids were so pumped that he was there to see them. As Goddard has another catch, jumping over the fielders and picks up a Philly first down. Quincy Williams on the tackle.
The Eagles' defense is totally off balance. You will prepare for Jalen Hurts. You expect this power run game, and they come out, the Eagles do, and they hit you with passes, deception. So far, the Eagles are playing well.
Jets defense prepared for Hurts all week. Sanders on the carry. There is Jalen Hurts. We talked to him yesterday. He told us that, yeah, he was going to have a lot of treatment, but he gave us the impression that he thought he was going to be out there when we met with him about 24 hours ago on Zoom.
I'm certainly not playing poker with him.
No.
He had me convinced.
Eagles do have a bye next week, so it'll be 2 consecutive weeks off for Hurts. As Sanders takes the handoff, trying to turn the corner, and he cannot. Quincy Williams had him wrapped up. What a pickup Quincy Williams has been for teammates with Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville. The Jets like them off waivers after the preseason and second on the team in tackles.
You know, a lot of hitting in on a team is about how well that team uses your individual talents. And Quincy Williams is a sprinter playing linebacker. He can run as fast as almost anybody on the field. And that segment with which he plays, look at the Eagles. Everybody's up within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. That's a deep end right there. And it's a set of field.
Minshew on third down, and it's caught for first. There's a flag down at the reception by Wes Watkins.
Good release of the man's hands to the face. Defense. First down.
Finally on Kyle Phillips, but it is a first down for Philadelphia.
It's that hand right up on the chin of Lane Johnson. You know, Lane Johnson played quarterback in junior college. And I asked him on the field before the game, I said, do you have any more quarterback snaps left in you? He said, no, but I can still throw the ball a long ways.
6'6", 325 pounds.
That'd be a big quarterback pulling out.
Minute to go in the opening quarter. Minshew back to the air. And takes the check down to Sanders. He's got one room to run. Another Philadelphia first down. Escorted up by Jarrett Davis after a 12-yard gain.
What a nice catch by Sanders. You think of a wide receiver crossing the middle, and he's going all the balls high. I don't want to get hit by anybody, but maybe Sanders hasn't had enough experience to know that when that ball's high, you better watch out. But there's nobody around him. Pulls that down. Nice reception.
Minshew still has not thrown an incompletion. He's 6 out of 6 for 95 yards. Sanders spun down at the 30. Still have not seen Boston Scott in this opening quarter and not practice all week because of an illness. Sirianni told us yesterday he was hopeful, but Scott had flu-like symptoms all week, but he is active. So we see him later in the game. We are through 1 on CBS. Jets 12, Eagles 7. We're back right after this.
This is Antonelli's Tea Shop, and we're the Antonellis.
We chose our new Smart Cash Plus card from Capital One because we earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
And with no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to our business needs.
What's in your wallet?
This season, give from the heart with 25 to 50% off everything. Don't miss the last big sale of the year and celebrate every kiss with K.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a low mileage SUV with a V8. Excuse me. Do you have any V8 SUVs, bro?
Bro, I've got a sick SUV that can add your name. Never be ignored at a dealership again.
V8. Yep, nice.
Buy your car entirely online on Bring.com. This gold means you're a champion. But this gold means you're a champion. Because only Heat Infinity uses thousands of gold coins to affect more than one
Auto
presents Agile Baker Mayfield.
Change the Wi-Fi password. Oh yeah, I did. It's 0/95 Hwood Duffy Texas Smash Post. Lowercase Texas Smash Post.
Okay, got it.
I can check that out.
Bernie Kosar, Cleveland's greatest quarterback.
Good, good. Yeah, I mean, I really used to like watching you play when I was 3, but.
Careful! He's gonna electrocute himself.
Oh, he's fine. Ben Franklin used to do the same thing all the time for attention.
Possession isn't real.
And then here we are.
If you are unable to get the most out of my husband, is there some sort of refund policy? Huh?
Thursday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Back at MetLife Stadium, start of quarter number 2 with the Eagles driving. They trail by 5 after 2 missed extra points by the Jets. Second down and 9 for Gardner Minshew. And the screen to Gainwell. Blockers ahead, but Mosley is there. Big stick by C.J. Mosley. And C.J. Mosley's been all over the field, as you've grown accustomed to if you're watching the Jets.
And I think one of the things that we're pointing out when he's been all over the field, he got up all the way to 250 pounds early in his career when he was with Baltimore. He's down to 230, 235. So it really helps him run and have that speed endurance that you need to have during the course of a ball game where you go fast each and every play.
Already 4 tackles for Mosley. Third down and 4. Minshew. Gunner's wide open. Gunner to another touchdown. And the Jets just haven't covered Dallas Goedert so far in this game. It has been okay.
When you had a little rub, you're in the line of scrimmage, 2 receivers, and you're in a little scissors concept where they cross each other. One Scott come in there, twist the big kicker just enough. And that line of scrimmage, doing it legally, and Goddard was wide open.
First career 2-touchdown game. The big tight end from South Dakota State. And now Jake Elliott out to attempt the extra point. And he is good. What a start for Gardner Minshew. 8 out of 8, 125 yards, and 2 touchdown passes, both to Dallas Goedert.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better
These Jets are such trash. The Jets are so bad.
sausage or bacon. And to top it off right now, there's just a buck. A buck? Now there's no reason to go somewhere else. Choose Wise. Choose Wendy's.
At Macy's, the fragrance destination.
Come alive for me. Come alive for me. Come alive for me.
People want Ricard out bad. That scares me.
They need to get rid of Deshaun.
All I can do is fight. You wanted the adventure of a lifetime. You're dead.
One more episode before the season finale.
I think you might have made a mistake.
A new Survivor Wednesday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Who will be crowned the toughest worker in America? I'm confident that I'm going to win. Tubbsdale season finale Wednesday night 8 Central on CBS.
Well, the Eagles have been running the ball so well with Jalen Hurts at quarterback, but he's out today. They only have 19 yards rushing so far, but Gardner Minshew has not missed, and Dallas Goedert has found a lot of open seams in that Jets defense. Philadelphia back in front 14-12 with Elliott kicking away to Berrios, and this one is a touchback. Dallas Goedert's career high in receiving is 101 yards. He's already got 98 today.
And you saw that little play action that did the screen. And Goddard does a nice job allowing the blockers in front of him to do their job. And here, just how he wants the ball, gets a little bump in the back, gets a touchdown. And the run play, another touchdown.
Averaging 44 yards per game. Off to a monster start here in Week 13 against the Jets. Coleman is the running back, takes the handoff up the middle. Tevin Coleman for that first down run. Marcus ends up the tackle after a 15-yard pickup.
Tevin Coleman attacks the line of scrimmage with a suddenness, and that hole is there. You can see a body on a body. That's what offensive line coaches preach, and even the wide receivers getting involved down the field.
Wilson play fake. Fires over the middle. Caught by Moore. A strike from Zach Wilson. And Elijah Moore has been a popular target today. And that is a 29-yard gain.
Elijah Moore catches the ball almost like he had on a baseball glove, where he just kind of snags it. It's a little off target, coming hot. He just sticks that glove out there. Well, actually, two hands. It just snags that football.
Listed at 5'10", 178. He's already got 4 catches and a touchdown so far. Wilson hits off to Austin Walter, his first carry today. He scored his first NFL touchdown a week ago in Houston. How about the quarterbacks so far? They've combined to start 16 out of 17 for 3 touchdown passes.
It makes it easy when you're calling plays and your quarterback is hot, because you figure out that he can almost do anything that you're going to call.
Denzel Mims used the motion man, returning after missing the last 3 games because of COVID. Pressure's coming. Wilson gets rid of it. Screen to Coleman. Coleman to the 25. Good awareness there by Zach Wilson to get rid of the ball quickly. Defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon, with the last 3 seasons as the Colts quarterback coach, Sirianni took over from Indianapolis. Zach Wilson, not in his last 10, but looking at 3rd down and 4. Wilson. Oh, jeez. 20-yard pickup for Jamison Crowder.
Eagles in the secondary. The corners, Darius Slay, Steve Nelson, and in the slot corner, Monte Maddox. That time Maddox lined up against Crowder, but Crowder, with some really good shakes, was able to get open.
So much made, and we talked about it in our open about the first game struggles for the Jets this year. And Zach Wilson about it. He said, look, I just got to let it rip from the start. And he was doing that so far today. Coleman takes it inside the 5. Ridgeway on the tackle for the Eagles.
Come on, you better shit.
I'd say, last week, Robert Sala's words when Wilson managed the game well. It's a different feel in this Jets offense
It
today.
really is, and I'm looking at what is thrown out there. You have 3 wide receivers, 4 Crowder, and Davis.
Good job, Epps.
Marcus Epps, another big hit for that Philadelphia defense, and it's 3rd and goal.
You know, so when you look at safeties at the safety position, safeties have gotten smaller, but I think they've also gotten stronger. Marcus Epps listed at 6 feet, 198 pounds, not the biggest guy, but he turned into a wall right there at the 1-yard line.
And wonder what Robert Saleh is thinking now about his kicker, who's already missed 2 extra points. Does he consider this 4-down territory? And there he is, 3rd and goal. Wilson to the end zone. Complete. Moore was open at the back. Could not hold on. It is 4th and goal. Nobody's running on the field for the Jets. So you know how Robert Saleh feels.
You look at the
So if they don't make it, that's horrible field base for the Rams. So.
I was down in the field before the game. That sun was great, but it's right off the fingertips of Elijah Moore.
Saleh is going to go for it after his kicker missed 2 extra points. Wilson to the end zone.
Wide fucking open. What the fuck?
We're going to see the kicker again. Jets are going to go for 2.
There is 0 recovery time when you are that close to the goal line. You take a half a step forward, like Alex Singleton, number 49 did, and you're lost in coverage at that moment. So great play fake for the Jets, and a good touchdown for them.
Second touchdown this season for Griffin. And now the Jets 4 out of 8 on 2-point conversions this year. Last week, a nifty one with Josh Johnson, who was the backup last week, but today Joe Flacco is the backup. Wilson, incomplete.
Got here.
Intended for Jamison Crowder and Anthony Harris. Had good coverage on that play. So the Jets find the end zone, and they regain the lead. Zach Wilson, 2 touchdown passes in New York on top, 18-14.
Nuggets and mac and cheese? No, you don't have to choose. These crispy, crunchy, juicy Popeyes nuggets get even better with our new oven-baked gold crust mac and cheese.
So if I was a sneakerhead, catching on that sweet discount, I could still get the Patrick Plus?
Yep. State Farm has rates that fit any budget.
Nice.
Where's Amy? State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
I just want to take a rest and step it.
Hey, buddy, want me to drive?
I would have my back.
Everyone says you couldn't handle the curve.
Who says that?
Show people a curve, gotta call them hard.
Tebow? The curve? No way.
Literally, everyone says that.
We're talking about a different thing. Okay, first order of business. It's a high-profile case.
Here business and investigate.
Sounds like a state somebody might kill you.
Sounds good. demand and stream on Paramount Plus. New episodes Tuesday starting 8/7 Central. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. AWS. AWS is how the NFL can step that. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A lot of Philly fans made the drive up the turnpike to MetLife Stadium. Second straight week, the Eagles are playing here. Lost to the Giants a week ago. It's just the 12th team all time to play regular season road games in the same stadium in consecutive weeks. That ball bounces at the 1. Rigo races to pick it up. And it's 6 for a special teams play by Philadelphia.
Jalen Reagor was reluctant to run this ball back. He lets it bounce over his head. You've got to go back and stand in the end zone and catch that ball in the end zone if it's coming, or let it go for you one trip to goal line, not at the 5-yard line. Because you all this thing bounce forward just because you want to.
Listen to a lot of Philadelphia Sports Talk Radio this week, and I got a feeling that play is not going to sit well on the phone lines this week. So the Eagles will begin this drive at the 6-yard line. And off to Sanders. He sticks his way up to 10. A little bit of daylight there for Minshew to operate. What a day it's been for Gardner Minshew. 8 out of 8, 125 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Protection in the pocket. The run game that hasn't really started going yet is something that was on the mind of the Jets. So those pass openings are there, and Mitchell's taking advantage of it.
Connor with the 2 touchdown catches. And 2nd down and 6. Minshew, another completion. That's Lonnie Smith. Still Quincy Williams. And a first down for the first-round rookie out of Alabama. NFL Today update. Here's JB Cooper Esiason.
All right, guys, how about Justin Herbert on the day? 11-15, 172 yards, 3 touchdown passes. They go for 2. It's successful. 24-0 Chargers over the Bengals. Back to you guys at Meadowlands.
Wow, big surprise there for him. Thank you. Minshew nowhere to go. And tapped down by Elijah Riley, the former Eagle who was signed off the Philadelphia practice squad less than a month ago. Riley starting for the 3rd consecutive week. What a story it's been. Grew up on Long Island, attended Newfield High School, and dreamed of playing for the Jets one day.
Dream would wear number 33.
2nd down and 10. Gainwell tickles the courts on, and Gainwell picks up first down. Gainwell with a 15-yard pickup. For more on Elijah Riley, let's check in with Amanda.
You know, I asked Elijah just how surreal it is to be playing for the team that he grew up going to their training camps in Hofstra and then in upstate New York. He said, honestly, the little kid in me is freaking out all the time. I used to play Madden.
Oh, yep.
Shaq Lawson had the tackle. Get back to Amanda in a moment. But looks like Lawson.
Yeah, sorry, so he's building himself.
My man Minshew can't sleep that pocket very well.
Because that's what he was in Pee-wee football. He said, so for me to be back here and actually bringing that into fruition is completely surreal, and it's just the best feel-good story no matter who you cheer for.
Amanda, you and I saw him running around the field. He was going about 100 miles an hour during pregame warm-ups.
Yes, he was, and I think you're going to see that from him for the rest of the season.
And when we met with C.J. Edwards, the Eagles linebacker, yesterday, the way that he spoke about Riley his former teammate, getting an opportunity with your Jets. Put volumes about how everyone feels about Riley in this story. Minshew play action. Ooh, and scrambling, chased by Lawson. Minshew. He's got that capability. Nick Sirianni told us, look, he's not going to run like Jalen Hurts, but he can still run, and we see it here.
Yeah, my man don't got wheels.
He's not running.
He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback.
Pocket passer, somebody who can't get out of the pocket, who can't make those moves. Gardner Minshew right there. He can make you pay. He realized it was man-to-man coverage. There was an alley to get through. Picked up 9 yards.
6 minutes to go in the first half. Jets lead by 4. Sanders the running back on 2nd and 1. He gets the call. Sanders has the first down. Looking for more. And cut down at the 30 by Ashton Davis. Another NFL Today update. Let's go back to Laura Siason.
All righty, Andrew. How about Jared Goff, 6 of 8, 103 yards, 2 touchdown passes on the day. This one was out of block right. They leave Minnesota Vikings 14-6. Got 2 guys in the Highlands.
Trying to get that first win of the year. That was the only other game that Minshew played in was mop-up duty against the Lions. He was 2-2 for 11 yards. Minshew finds Gainwell. Meanwhile, the 25. He's got another Eagles first down. Tackled by C.J. Mosley. Well, CBS Tuesday, executive producer Dick Wolf. These elite teams prove that justice has no borders. First FBI, then FBI International, and we finish the night with FBI Most Wanted. 3 unstoppable teams all on one night. FBI's new Tuesday starting at 8/7 Central on CBS. First down at 10, Eagles in the red zone. Well, right up the middle. Little chance in the end zone. His 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
Left side of the line was rookie Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata. About 700 pounds of people. And then you get Nate Herndon pulling around from his right guard position, get the kick and block the young rookie from Stanford. Look at that.
So there have been 6 possessions in this game and 6 touchdowns so far. Not a great thing for the defense, but Elliott with the extra point and the Eagles pick up by 3. We've got a high scoring affair and running. Philly up 21-18.
Not a like that makes their holiday special. It's you. And 20 gloves whirring, 10 dishes warming, 8 guests arriving, 42 inches rolling, 1 million leaves glowing, or 1 gift card gifted. If you can't make up your mind, make the holidays yours. The little help from the home team. Outdoors get more done.
This holiday, Verizon has the deal that gets better and better and better. Get iPhone 13 Pro on us when you trade in your older damaged phone. And add $4,000 when you switch. Because everyone deserves better.
What does it mean to be made true? It means being made to stand the test of time. Made to give it your all. Made to live loudly. Made to take first steps. It means every cut, stitch, and seam is made to push things forward for the last 170 years and the next. Fruit Balloon, made true.
Want your clothes to smell freshly washed all day without heavy perfumes? Try new Downy Light in Wash Scent Beads. It has long-lasting light scent, no heavy perfumes, and no dyes. Finally, a light scent that lasts all day. New Downy Light.
But launch my new season sports book up. That's the public need to say. By that, I don't mean you're a savage.
Hello? Stan? Kyle?
An exclusive event only on Paramount Plus.
Nickelodeon Universe right next door at the American Mall, right here next to MetLife Stadium. 4:30 to go in the first half. 21-18, the Eagles in front. Jets have had 3 possessions, scored 3 touchdowns. The Eagles have had 3 possessions and have scored 3 touchdowns. As Elliott moves it away, this will be a touchdown. So Zach Wilson comes back out, 11 out of 13 for 103 yards. When he missed those 4 games with a sprained PCL on his right knee, he said that when he was watching Joe Flacco, Mike White, and Josh Johnson play, that he saw how fast and decisive they played. And he said to us on Friday, that's what I'm working on. I've struggled to have a feel of the play this year, when to check it down, when to run. The more reps I get, that'll certainly help. But James, he looks like all of the things that he's been talking about, he's putting into use so far today.
And he's getting some open looks from his wide receivers also.
Corey Davis to catch at the 28 and tackle at the 30. It's really a key part of all of this for both teams. Is that man, Joe Flacco, who began the year with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts told us that he is so thankful and appreciative for everything Flacco did for him. He said his maturity and his voice in the QB room made it a lot easier for him to do his job. And then in late October, the Eagles traded to the Jets, and Zach Wilson has now said how much Flacco has helped him settle down into a rhythm with the intel that he's provided throughout his 14 years in the NFL. And on to Coleman. And for injury update, let's check in with Amanda.
A couple of updates for this Eagles defense. Steven Nelson, corner, is questionable to return with a shoulder. Linebacker Johnson also questionable to return with a back injury.
Nelson, the starter, 1 interception on the year. He would make it back in 3rd down and 3 coming for the Jets.
He runs into Josh Sweat.
4.5 sacks on the year now for Sweat. And now we're going to have the first punt by either team today. Waited man. With a short punt. Rager lost it. Makes it really good. Rager trying to get to the outside. Thomas down the sideline and out of bounds. So another near disastrous special teams play for Jalen Rager, but he recovers nicely. And the Eagles will have good field position. With 2:10 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Walmart.
People say we don't know what love is or how. All right, everybody stand up straight.
Okay, now let me flip it.
A 20-yard punt return by Jalen Rager. Look at the quarterback numbers. Minshew still yet to throw an incompletion. It's 11 out of 11 for a $165 and 2 touchdowns. And the Eagles will start this drive at the Jet 47. Sanders up the middle. James, this Jets defense, we talked about it. They prepared for a different quarterback all week. They started out throwing last drive, running. They got the Jets all balanced here at 2 in the morning.
We raise tomorrow on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and there's more where this is the greatest of all times. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Macy's Friends and Family is going on now with an extra 30% off gifts and love. And get 15% off fragrances, skincare, and makeup. At Macy's.
Man, what are we gonna do now?
You can raise your credit scores instantly with Experian.
Really? Hey, I'm up 13 points. And I got approved for a great credit card, too.
Boost your credit scores instantly. Free. Open with
Experian.
Go to Experian.com or get the app now.
Happy, so happy, if you're on the road. Get without a tent. Kick off your boots. Go shopping.
The meeting just started. You're on mute.
And just have a body.
Warm up your buns.
Bring it back and the only thing night. Pictures and persevere all. Everywhere you go.
Verizon did it again. Number 1 in reliability by root veterans and number 1 for network quality by J.D. Power.
Going down, Johnson.
Again, there is only one best network with the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. Big plays from linebacker Patrick Judon and defensive backs Kyle Murray and Jason Jackson. And beginning to move ahead of the race for the AFC East. Brought to you by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. The greatest of all time.
Like that.
Macy's. You love the Macy's.
That's medieval times right here in Lyndhurst. I went there as a kid. It's still rolling after all these years. Medieval times.
Was that great night for the Jets or for the Eagles?
Oh, baby. 2-minute warning. Each team has 3 timeouts left. Sakers on the goal inside the 35. Prize and halftime report. JP, Phil, Nate, Coach Cal, all the
Critical series here for the Jets. Expose the Eagles team now. Force them to get a long field goal or get a takeaway.
First down and 10. Minshew. And that is his first incompletion today. He began the afternoon with 11 consecutive completions.
You know, when the Eagles traded for Gardner, they probably Philadelphia, why are they trading this guy? This coaching staff came from Indianapolis. And in the week 1 of 2020, Gardner Minshew playing against the Colts, 19 out of 20. So these coaches saw what he could do in person. They were high on him.
And now a stoppage. Sirianni was upset with something on that last play.
Nick Sirianni told us he likes to stay calm during the game, but there's a hard time doing that.
has that bulldog mentality talking about.
He said that's the biggest thing he's taken from coaching alongside Frank Reich, the Colts head coach. Sirianni, even early this season, admitted that during a game he would ride the wave too much. And he said he had to force himself, and he's learned this year to be more even keeled throughout the course of the game. He credits Frank Reich with helping get that movement in his time. But Frank Sanders on the carry is down behind the play. Quinn Williams and C.J. Mosley made the tackle, and this is going to be a holding call.
Offense, number 69. Derek Miller, second down.
That's on the rookie Landon Dickerson. First time he's been called for holding this year.
Just get a little bit out of position. That run was probably going to go outside of him. When they cut back inside of him, he's there kind of hanging on in the wrong direction.
Robert Saleh saying this Philadelphia offensive line is special. Sirianni told us that he thought when he left Indianapolis, he would never see another offensive line like the Colts offensive line. Just thinks they're just as good, if not better. 2nd and 20. Gainwell again up the middle. Not if you're the Jets, you think about calling a timeout there, Jets.
If you're the Jets, you think about if we call this time. It's time for the final question. Who is off with the Rodgers Freight? Safe Farm? Basically anyone? Sorry, buddy, that's incorrect.
See, we offer great rates that fit anyone's budget.
Thank you very much. Jessica in the middle. You said me? No. Whatever. Also me. Great LOL. That was really important. Everyone gets the rates, I guess.
For sponsoring great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
They put 3 seconds on the clock. Solid call. Timeout. 107 to go. Jets now has 2 timeouts remaining. Don't forget, coming up, Verizon halftime report on the scores and highlights. As the Eagles are looking at 3rd and long. From here, it will be a 61-yard field goal for Jay Gilly, who's the top of his career Issue has time. It's Look. 22-yard pickup.
Defenders off each other. You're going to run here, you're going to run here, you're going to bring this here. And once you do that, there's a lot of traffic to run to. If you're trying to cover somebody, it's here, that's slipped right there.
On the tackle.
Kelsey, that train is pointing at
I don't
You listen to Jason Kelsey.
Marshall is getting some more playing time, playing in just his 2nd game because Sheldon Rankins is out today with a knee injury.
So you had a player slip in the middle of the field, then you get hands to the face, get out of bounds. So this time is really benefiting.
Sanders. And Jake Speedman by Quincy Williams. Shepard also put up 3 on the play. These 2 teams practiced together back in August. 2 days of practice before they met in the preseason
So you had that little dust up, and the play clock was down to 30 seconds.
Eagles call timeout.
I think coach is just upset that they didn't stop the clock earlier.
So the play selection today, not what Eagles fans have seen over the last 5 games, with the commitment to the run, big reason why we know Jalen Hurts out today. But James, I just feel like we always talk about halftime adjustments. That's going to be a really important meeting in the Jets locker room at the halftime, because they are completely off balance against this Philadelphia offense today.
And I would think also the Eagles didn't suspect the Jets to do this well offensively. Yes, they had a long kickoff return to start the game, but the Jets have worked away for them.
Second down. Screen. Eagles slip and do not get back up. A loss of 2 on the play. And Nick Sirianni calls his second timeout.
Trying to get another screen in there. Just that losing your footing. Trying to scramble back up at that point, protect the football, make sure that the guy doesn't come in and punch it out and you're trying to get off the
Now 3rd down as well, coming for the Eagles. They are 3 for 3 on 3rd downs today.
on the single receiver side. Shaded over his direction.
3rd and 12. Minshew gains 1 of those. And short of a 1st down. And now it'll be field goal time for Jake Elliott. 22 seconds left.
You know, Minshew read the coverage. He knew that they kind of wanted to go with Devontae Smith, but once again, that coverage is over there, that shallow on the top did not allow them to take the ball short, get it out of bounds. Don't get greedy. Throw the ball up for grabs in the end zone. Didn't do that.
Earlier this week, Jake Elliott was named the NFC Special Teams Player of the Month for November. 31-yard attempt for Elliott. This kick is good. With 19 seconds to go, 24-18, Eagles in front.
This flag is backwards. It's facing this way because it's moving forward. Just like the men and women who wear their uniforms. To the country that it represents. They're all moving to one direction. Which is why we fly this way. On the flanks of the all-new Grand Wagoneer, moving boldly and unstoppably forward.
With DirecTV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand anywhere. Serena Williams, Matrix. Serena Matrix. Serena Matrix.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream.
Amazing. You gotta see this. Man, trust me, after 15 walks, it's a little old.
Stop waiting. Start investing. E-Trade. At Target, shopping has never been easier. Use same-day delivery, free order pickup, free drive-up, and leave with your holidays in the bag. Order today, get it today at Target.
Gardner Minshew leads Philadelphia to a field goal on that last drive. What a first half for him. 14 out of 15 for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Eagles will get the football to start the second half.
Could you squid kick here or kick it deep?
Deep.
I knew you would. You got a strong leg.
I waited until the ball's in the air. The answer is no. The Jets have yet to lead at halftime this season. 11 straight games to start the season without a halftime lead. It's tied for the fifth longest all time, and barring some type of miracle play here, looks like it's going to be 12 straight without a halftime lead. They are going to take the lead.
Beep, beep, beep.
Important game for Philadelphia in the NFC playoff hunt. They are a half game out of the final playoff spot entering today. They go into the locker room with a 24-18 lead over the Jets. Big numbers for both quarterbacks. Should be a fun second half. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
This holiday, Verizon has the deal that gets better and better. Get iPhone 13 Pro on us when you trade in your older damaged phone. Here, the phone everyone wants on America's most reliable network. Better? That's not all. The new iPhone and up to 7 entertainment subscriptions for your family, like Apple Music, Apple Arcade, and more. Better? Better. The new iPhone, the entertainment, and up to $1,000 when you switch. This year, holiday better with Verizon, because everyone deserves better. The new NCIS Hawaii, Monday, 10/9 Central on CBS.
What is an overpass? Come on. Question, is that an S or a 5?
I think it's a 5.
I thought so. Frustration loading.
Nobody wants more robot tests, but we can all use more ways to save.
Error human.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
With FanDuel free games, make every performance worth your hour. Make every sideline throw an absolute dime. Make every business stop the start of a winning streak. Make every picture worth 1,000 words worth of $1 Free to play contests with FanDuel. Make every week a chance to win $1 million. Make every other more FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. What does it feel like to get lost? To forget about the world and just ride?
Take in this open road.
What if you had someone to guide you?
You follow me? How cool is that?
To show you things you've never seen before?
We're about to get a major incline.
What if you found something hidden inside of you? Something beautiful.
The higher we get, the more stunning these views are going to be.
Shop our holiday sale now at NordicTrack.com.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket. Brought to you by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL. This is 5G built right. Verizon.
Back here on the Verizon halftime report, a reminder coming up later in doubleheader action. It'll be San Francisco at Seattle. The big one will be the Ravens at the Steelers.
Yeah, divisional games are important this time of year, JB. For Seattle, that's against the wall. San Francisco trying to stay in the playoff hunt. When you go to that Baltimore and Pittsburgh game, it's got a robbery, it's got decades of history to it, and really the sense of urgency right now in Pittsburgh to keep the playoff hopes alive. For the Baltimore Ravens, you get that offense on track. But I think about everything you've ever taught me. You talk about physicality, you talk about running, and that's what San Francisco is doing now, right? Absolutely. Right.
Hey, and the Verizon halftime report continues after this.
My mom was a college athlete and had always been in great shape. My sister and I noticed her having a tougher time getting around. We knew something wasn't right. My grandmother died from muscular dystrophy. So when my mother was diagnosed, she knew it would be the battle of her life. Now I'm using every muscle in my body to make sure she doesn't fight it alone. This is my cause and my pledge to you all.
That's the game plan. Stick to it. These are our dearest friends, Calvin and Tia Butler.
Say hello to my little friend.
You've got to be kidding me.
She's a bad influence on Wilbur. You're terrible parents, and your daughter is going to grow up to become the Joker.
A New Neighborhood, Monday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Man, there's always one other Paris. A new Be Positive, Thursday on CBS.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report, the official 5G network of the NFL. This is 5G built right Verizon. Back here in Studio 43, full house, and the guys are still raring to go.
Alrighty, guys, Chargers at the Bengals. Justin Herbert now won our first half. He's had 17 to 22, 232 yards, 14 touchdown passes. Obviously, well coverage right there by the Bengals. Now he's going to air it out to Jalen Guyton for a 44-yard touchdown. Wow. Take a look at this throw and catch. They're going to take a 24-0 lead back up the Bengals. Joe Burrow's going to run this one in. Bengals have had all sorts of kicking problems. And also, right now, there's a problem with the right finger on right pinky finger on Joe Burrow's throwing hand. Chargers lead 24-13. Colts at the Texans. This is Jonathan Taylor taking the direct snap. He goes off right tackle for the 1-yard touchdown run. And then Carson Wentz finds Ashton Dulin for the 2-yard touchdown throw. Indianapolis 14-0 over Houston at halftime. All right, guys, Kyler Murray is back. 5 of 8, 73 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns. This one's going to go to DeAndre Hopkins on the field. And Jimmy goes down the field. DeAndre Hopkins obviously back from injury as well. They are all over the Chicago Bears right now, 21-7 at half. Buccaneers, Falcons, 44-year-old Tom Brady, who came into this game leading the NFL pass TDs. He's dropping back, and what's he looking for? This guy, Robert Gronkowski, 27 yards to the end zone. That's Brady's 3rd TD of the half, but it wasn't perfect. How about this interception by the big fella, Marlon Davidson? Oh yeah, pick 6. The Buccaneers, they're up 20-17. No Jalen Hurts, no Broncos. Oh, man, coach, hold on. Let me jump on in here. I got the Vikings and the Lions first. Jared Goff using his tight ends. That's TJ Hawkinson. Tight ends. Here's Brock, right? Little Brock and roll. Tight window, makes the catch. That is a TD. The Lions looking for their first win of the season. They're up 20-6. Before you run for interrupting me, Renee, I started Guard Minshew. That's it. Guard Minshew. He's going to find right here. Dallas Goddard has 2 touchdowns on it. That one at 25 yards out. And Kenneth Gainway. Conway is going to go up the middle for 18 yards out. Minshew in the first half, 14 of 15, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. They went in this game with missed extra points by the New York Jets. So you are consistent. You're always angry. That's what we talk about. The Giants and the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa finds Mike Collins for the short touchdown. A nice rollout throw, 5-yard touchdown. The Giants losing to the Dolphins 10-3 at halftime. Here's Gardner Minshew getting his first start of the year, first time since last year. Always look sharp. He finds Dallas Goddard there on the screen pass. Then he looks down the field, checks him down. Lieutenant Gainwell, nice job right there. And then once again, play action fake, little move in the pocket. He finds Dallas Goddard for the touchdown. Good run after the catch. But just one more time, who else but Dallas Goddard hit touchdown there again. Gardner Minshew really sharp in the first half. Passing game looks good. 14 of 15. Of course, look at Zach Wilson. Having out here today, too. Top defense in the National Football League. That's the Indianapolis Colts. I know the Houston offense is not one of these calls prolific, but here you're going to see Kenny Moore talking about another interception. Great job of stepping in front and Grover Stewart. How about this hustle and this right there? Hunting them down, creates some turnover. Again, another turnover by the Indianapolis defense. And out will be the Hopper. Right here, little big spot right there. Talking about the first half of domination. Look at these stats by the Indianapolis Colts defense against Houston. 48 total yards, 2 takeaways. We talked before. They lead the NFL in takeaways. And they're doing it again today. I will say defense is optional. This Jet Eagle game, and by the way, Zach Wilson, as you pointed out, Phil, he finally looks like the second overall pick. He's had a great first half. Just don't turn the ball over in the second half. Both of these teams going right up and down the field.
He's not pressing. Being very patient, taking his time. Seems like the game is finally starting to slow down. Gardner Minshew, shout out to him. Because right now, he's earning an opportunity to extend the shelf life as a backup and maybe even compete for a number one spot again.
Playmakers from the Jets, Tevin Coleman, Elijah Moore. I'll tell you what, there's hope right there with the way Zach Wilson's playing.
Zach Wilson showed his promise last week against Houston, Texas. Made some good plays running, showed the arm strength. Now he's relaxed, doing much better. And how is Indianapolis 6-6?
Running game, defense.
Man.
Charlie was all good.
Everything's good. All right, with that in mind, the Verizon halftime report continues. Thank you.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report, the official 5G network of the NFL. This is 5G built right. Verizon. Paramount Plus. Movies like sports and on television. Original series, special season. For 30 days, try it for free. Paramount Plus. Entertainment for us. Give yourself this gift and don't delay. You're out to holiday. Give yourself the gift of Paramount Plus. FBI, new episode Tuesday at 7 Central on CBS.
Even the NCIS just like it's just when they're on the time they go through their episodes, they're just like no. Yeah, well for the NCIS. Whatever NCIS it's like
Introducing the all-new 1 GT Climax. GT, building more power to crush and drain. Climax, for this range to take on the city. Join the boys to make everywhere better. Get ready today at onewheel.com.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri, who leads the league in receiving touchdowns.
Halftime at MetLife Stadium, and the Eagles have a 6-point lead. A lot of offense in this first half. Not much to say about the defense. As we welcome you back into the broadcast booth with James Lofton, I'm Andrew Catalan. And James, the scoreboard's been a little busy here in the first half. What type of defensive adjustments do these teams have to make? And let's start with the Jets.
Well, I think what you want to do is you want to get after the passer, but if you're too aggressive getting after the passer, you're going to see the screenplays coming to fruition. And once you do that, you're just off balance. And it was flawless quarterback play. 3 incompletions in the first half. If you told me that was going to happen, I would have thought they were in a snowstorm for all of them. 4 pass attempts. But these guys were so accurate in the first half. It really has the defenses back on their heels. And we still haven't seen any big plays out of Devontae Smith. So that's another weapon that I think that the Jets are going to have to work on in the second half.
Smith has 1 catch for 10 yards. There's kicker Alex Kessman missed 2 extra points in the first half. And then on the third Jets touchdown, they tried to go for 2 and failed. We'll see how Robert Saleh handles this kicking situation down the stretch of the game as well. Jalen Reagor is not back deep to return this kickoff as Boston Scott Scott did not have a touch in the first half. As we told you, he did not practice all week because of illness and Sirianni just flu-like symptoms. He's going to have an opportunity here from his own 2-yard line. Scott.
Ooh.
At 15, and special teams captain Justin Hardy on the tackle for the Jets. All right, let's check in with the
Yeah, both coaches are really happy with their offense. Neither one of them were thrilled with how their defense performed in that first half. Coach Solid telling me how Zach Wilson and his offensive unit function was exactly what they've been looking for all season. Happy to see that. I said defensively, he was disgusted. Have to play more discipline and stick to the fundamentals. As for Alex Hudson, he said, hey, we got to see what he can do in the second half. So expect to see him a little bit more than we did in the first.
That's interesting. Eagles how they plan to start the half with Sanders and Quentin Williams on the tackle for the Jets. The Eagles had 74 yards rushing in the first half. This is a team that has rushed for over 200 yards in 3 consecutive games. Second and 4. Sanders again. He's getting a first down. Nice running by Miles Sanders up to the 29-yard line. Elijah Riley on the tackle.
You know, the Eagles in the first half threw the ball exceptionally well. Gardner Minshew 14 out of 15. But still go back to the strength of this team over the last 5 ball games. It had been the run game. And sure, that's partly Jalen Hurts, but it's primarily the offensive line and how well they work together. And you can still see the run game is still effective with Gardner Minshew at quarterback.
Looks like Quentin Williams jumped.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 95. It's first and 5.
It is not Quentin Williams. Robert Saleh saying earlier this week he thinks Williams should be a Pro Bowl player this year. After the team lead with 6 sacks. And Williams had a lot of nice things to say about a guy on the Phillies side, Fletcher Cox, so that he modeled his game after Cox. Similar size and loves the way he plays. First down and 5. Sanders. He falls across the 35. Sanders now has 122 touches on the season. And no touchdowns. That's the most touches of any player in the league yet to score.
In this personnel group for the Eagles.
Second and 3. Sanders trying to reverse field. Nice field by Sanders to get by Javelin Guidry. And he's going to be short of a first down. But that play was headed backwards, and Sanders with a great effort.
A run that had -5 written all over it turned into a 1-yard gain and a very manageable third down situation for the Eagles, something that they got into a lot when they were a run-heavy team.
Most touches and most rushing yards for Sanders. All players without scoring a touchdown yet. Third down and 1 for Philadelphia. And Sanders picks up the first down. Tripped up by Elijah Riley, but Miles Sanders with a 6-yard run on 3rd and short.
He's on the big ring in front of him.
Right guard Nate Herbig, rookie out of Stanford, filling in, getting his second start of the year.
Well, Herbig now in his 3rd year, James, but I know the more important thing was that he went to Stanford. That's all you wrote down about him.
But the other thing, he's triple white, so he's got a lot of good things going for him.
Minshew has some time, and now we'll swing it to Rager. Rager out of bounds, forced out by Quincy Williams. All right, let's give you some more Stanford love. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, second-round pick out of Stanford back in 2019. And he tied your single-season school record of 14 receiving touchdowns.
Which I was very happy about.
See, I remember it differently. I remember you rooting against him.
No, not true. I just wanted them to be able to run the ball effectively when they got down close.
He only has 2 catches this season. One career receiving touchdown for Arcega-Whiteside, and that's here today. Minshew, pump fakes. Keeps the play alive, but now we'll just throw it away with the pressure coming. Kyle Phillips, who has applied the pressure for the Jets defense.
You know, one of the hardest things when you are a young quarterback and you've been super successful at almost every level you've played, Gardner Minshew, when he was at Washington State for a senior year, led the nation in passing yards. He had 4,700 yards passing. So he gets outside the pocket there, and that play is dead. Throw him all the way at the first time you're there, where you kind of back a little bit, and then you realize, just get us to third down, maybe get something after there.
Third down and 9. Minshew throws, he's got a Minshew to keep that play alive.
And to keep his eyes down to it would have been really tempting to try to take off and run and pick up the 10 yards with your legs. But Minshew used his arm, but he used his eyes more importantly to realize he had an open receiver.
Been a good day for Quez Watkins, a 28-yard pickup there. He now has 3 catches for 60 yards. Clutch third down conversion for Philadelphia. Sanders again. Caught at the line of scrimmage.
Dancing. Just get the whole go.
Williams in on the stop as football's iconic show inside the NFL is streaming Tuesdays at 9:30 on Paramount Plus. There's Jalen Hurts watching from the Philadelphia sideline. Threw a career-high 3 interceptions in this building last week in the loss to the Giants. Gainwell, the running back, on 2nd and 10. Minshew is taking a shot for the end zone and is broken up by Bryce Hall. Intended for Devontae Smith, and for Bryce Hall, that's his team-leading 10th pass breakup of the year.
And a great job by Bryce Hall playing Devontae Smith at the line of scrimmage and turn and go. He gets that arm out there between Keith and Broncos for Smith, but going stride to stride with one of the best receivers in the league.
This young Jets secondary continues to grow on the second year in. Another 3rd and long for Minshew. It's 4th and 10. Minshew looking for Connor, incomplete. That ball goes out. Bryce Hall, the coverage.
So I think this is one where you need to have a conversation now. What's interference? Defense, number 37. The low replace the small foul automatic. You know, he has that hand on his arm.
I know, that is also passing for
You
the
see that
city.
all the time. It's not a real impediment. If you get the ball, he's happy about it.
Sure is. Robert Saleh, not happy about it. Now I think we can read the lips there. No doubt about that. 3rd down and 10. Jets are hoping to hold the Eagles to a field goal. They still can't. The ball's on the 7-yard line. Solid was good coverage. 21-yard penalty.
And this scene right here, where they are going over to talk to Robert Saleh, shows you the respect that he has for the officials around the league. Only his first year here, I noticed when he was the coordinator on the sidelines for the 49ers, and he would speak up when it was important, but he would grind the officials.
And he said he's the world's biggest cheerleader on game day. Not really cheering.
I think he has a legitimate point about whether or not that was pass interference, because defensive back is kind of starting to turn to locate the ball. The tight end couldn't locate the ball because it was so severely underthrown.
Jets nickelback Michael Carter is in the blue medical tent right now, so he's not out there for 1st and goal as the Eagles are set to run the 11th play of this drive. Sanders. He sneaks his way to the 6. Trying to get that first touchdown of the season. Sanders' his last touchdown was December 22nd last year at Dallas. The shoe. That little injury on the tackle, that is Miles Sanders, whose right cleat came off. It's not Sanders, Willie Williams, and now he's coming off the field.
Yeah, I saw that 15 down there. I'm going, Miles Sanders, who is size 15, and he's only 5'11".
We're joking about it, but now on 3rd and goal, the Jets don't have one of their best defensive players on the field, including Williams. Minshew has time.
Someone get open for him. Yikes.
The Jets defense, it was Shaq Lawson at the end of that play who forced Minshew out. Ronald Blair also applying pressure. And the Eagles field goal unit comes out.
I wonder when the last time Gardner Minshew ran the scramble drill with the starting wide receivers. He's probably doing it a lot as a scout team quarterback, but that's with the backup receivers and the guys on the practice squad. And that time he didn't realize soon enough that the play was dead. Just throw the ball away, take the field goal attempt.
32-yard attempt for Jake Elliott. This would make it a 2-score game with 6:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. And the kick is good. That drive took up more than half of the 3rd quarter. It results in 3 and it's 27-18.
It's the winter jewelry sale. Get 25% off everything. This is how we shine. At Sales, the diamond store.
The best things America makes are the things America makes out here. The history she writes in her clear blue skies, the legend she births on hometown fields, and the future she promises. When we made Grand Wagoneer, proudly assembled in America, we knew no object would ever rank with the best things in this country. But we believed we could make something worthy of their spirit.
This holiday, Verizon has the deal that gets better and better and better. Get iPhone 13 Pro on us when you trade in your older damaged phone. Better. And up to $1,000 when you switch. Because everyone deserves better.
The Snapchat app from Progressive rewards you for driving safe and driving less.
Okay, what message did you hear this time? Safe drivers can save using Snapshot.
What's Snapshot?
What's the commercial about?
I took commercials out.
Yeah, me too. They're always like, wow, wow, wow.
Tell me about it. I'm going to a silent retreat next weekend.
My niece got kicked out of one of those.
For talking?
Grand larceny.
How about we get back to saving?
Yeah, I would like to talk about that.
Okay.
Watch live games on the go. Get real-time scores and follow your favorite teams. Great touchdown! Never miss a moment. The CBS Sports app. Download it today.
This game is Hawaii. Practically failing.
Nice job.
A new NCIS followed by a new NCIS Hawaii. Monday on CBS.
Dr. Griffin. I thought you were Dr. Griffin.
I am.
Who is this person?
Tell me how to manage my patient. I did this test for her.
I did.
Good Sam premieres Wednesday, January 5th on CBS.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any use of this broadcast, any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game, without itself, NFL Productions is prohibited.
An 8-minute and 22-second drive for the Eagles. That's their longest this season. 14 plays, and it results in 3 points. They lead it 27-18. Braxton Berrios back deep to receive the kick from Jake Elliott. Berrios, 2 yards in his own end zone. He'll take it out. And the big return earlier to start the game. And another nice one up across the 30 for Braxton Berrios, a 33-yard return. Well, next Saturday, 3 Eastern on CBS, right here at MetLife Stadium. The college football regular season concludes with one of the oldest and most respected rivalries in sports, the annual Army-Navy game. Live coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern with college football today. Game of Honor, Army-Navy, Saturday on CBS. And the Eagles, Brent Toth on their practice squad, and Elijah Riley, we talked about him earlier, playing at Army. We know who they are rooting for. Such a great rivalry right here in New Jersey next Saturday. Wilson's first pass up in the air and out of bounds. Tevin Coleman should have had that one.
This drive is so critical for the Jets to be able to respond. That time-consuming drive, you also need to give your defense a chance to regroup, get some rest. Take a look at all those plays as Eagles ran against them, and that takes a while.
It's been a long time since the Jets not only had the ball, but got a first down. Coleman on the carry. And Alex Singleton catches him from behind. Injury update, let's check in with Amanda.
Yeah, some bad news for the Eagles defense. Steven Nelson and Patrick Johnson, who we said was questionable, have now both been downgraded to out. And then for the Jets, Michael Carter was in the medical tent. He is now in the locker room being evaluated for a concussion. He is questionable to return, guys.
And Amanda, as you were giving that report, Corey Davis limped off the field for the Jets. He did not play last week because of a groin injury, was questionable today. We watched him practice on Friday. Florham Park looked pretty good, but something went wrong on that last run by Davis. And now the Jets looking at 3rd and 7, play clock in 1. What a mess. Timeout called by the Jets.
You know, getting back to Corey Davis, he's trying to stay warm.
Timeout Jets, we're back in a moment.
This holiday season, your local hungry dealer is breaking out the toys. The Acura season of performance. Traxel Silverman.
When the most stressful part of your day is during the 3 hours your team plays, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Advanced non-small cell lung cancer can change everything, but your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It's the only FDA-approved combination of 2 immunotherapies. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more quiet time. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, change in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about chemo-free Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walmart. This season, let's join fully Acura, precision crafted performance, and by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty Science Center here in New Jersey, all set for the holidays, as Corey Davis is still on the Jets sideline after limping off the field that previous play. After the timeout, 3rd down and 7 for the Jets. Wilson fires over the middle, nearly intercepted. TJ Edwards go for it, and it's 4th down. As the second 3 and out by the Jets today.
Trying to squeeze it into a tight space to your number one receiver, Elijah Moore, but that underneath coverage, following the eyes of the quarterback. How to squeeze it in there.
And the Jets right guard, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, is still down on the ground. 3rd consecutive start after being acquired in a trade with Kansas City. And while they take a look, we'll step aside. 4th down when we come back.
Superpowers from a slide right. I could use some help showing the world how Liberty Mutual customizes their car insurance. I'm okay. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 Liberty. Only at theaters December 17th.
Going on and on.
I'm still drawn to what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to AFib now caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, that's the trail I want to take. Eliquis. Eliquis reduces stroke risk better than warfarin and has less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis has both.
Don't stop taking Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
The #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
Week 13 continues later today on Fox and CBS. Then tonight on NBC. Tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Stream games on the Beyond Sports and NFL apps.
Jay electrocuted himself.
No, he's fine. Ben Franklin used to do the same thing all the time for attention.
Possession isn't real.
Neither are ghosts, yet here we are.
How will we get Eddie out of my husband's body?
Narcissism.
Episode of TV's #1 new comedy.
Question, if you were unable to get the most out of my husband, is there some sort of refund policy?
Thursday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Back here at MetLife Stadium, where a lot of Eagles fans have taken over MetLife. 5:39 to go, 3rd quarter. And the Jets will be punting After a 3-out, Minshew ready to go back out there. Duvernay Tardif just walked off into the blue medical tent on the Jets sideline. Man punting to Rager. And that is a high, short kick. It's a Jets hop inside the 35. Braden Mann has really struggled since coming back from that knee injury in week 1. Had a net of 32 yards last week. 33-yard punt right there. So the passing yards, different story today for Philadelphia with Gardner Minshew in there.
You know, see the efficiency of the pass game. When we looked at Jalen Hurts, he had 2 games during the regular season where he was 70% completions, but 2 games where he was under 50% completions. He was under 60% for the entire year. Minshew lighting it up 15 out of 18.
Sanders up the middle and taken down from behind by Fatukasi. Jets defense needs to make a play right here. That long Eagles drive to begin the half. You look at the clock, 5:15 and counting. Jets down 2 scores. Chip Holbrook, the defensive coordinator. Great performance a week ago against the Texans, but they need a play here. 2nd and 7. As Watkins in motion. Sanders is open out of the backfield. And Sanders has the first down. Tackled by Javelin Guidry after an 8-yard gain.
So much attention to Devontae Smith. When he comes down inside, both defenders end up inside with him, and then that little swing pass to the outside. That is so elementary. You get a little 7-yard hook, swing pass to the running back, and you catch it in stride. So that accuracy of that ball, like Gardner Minshew, is really important on that throw.
That was the 100th catch of Sanders' career. Now in his 3rd season at Penn State. His 91 scrimmage yards today as Gainwell is tripped up. And gets up to the 45-yard line, a loss of 1. Jack Lawson on the tackle for the Jets.
Well, that's a nice start to this portion of the drive for the Jets. You get them at 2nd and 11. Now you have a situation where you're thinking, if you're a defensive lineman, we got to really get off and get after the passer here.
Minshew on the move now, throws and completes this one at midfield. Nice move by Rager, that moves out of bounds. That'll make it 3rd and manageable for Philadelphia.
Minshew, nice job. Eyes down the field. It's only 6'1", throws that ball over the top. The defensive lineman, nice stop and start move.
3rd down and 3. Eagles 5 out of 7 on 3rd down today. Jets fans making some noise with his defense with 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Here comes the pressure. Minshew hangs in there, fires, and it's broken up. Jim Davis got a hand on that one. Intended for Devontae Smith, but credit Davis for making a big play.
Paxton Davis, when he was at
You had a fucking game over open.
he was on the track and field team. And that last little person
Wide
right
open.
there, knocked that ball in. Looked like he was coming out the starting block. Short his hands, on the hip, but he's not really controlling the receiver at that time.
And James, the Eagles are keeping the offense out on the field.
Okay.
4th down and
Oh, there
3
you go.
from the Jet 48. We'll see if they just try to drop off sides or if they go for it. My goodness. It's so apparent that that's what the Eagles are going to do.
He's
And
so
what was
bad.
he move? Now, was he provoked? The Jets are saying that someone on Philadelphia moved, the center, Jason Kelce. So, obviously, a critical call
Yeah, they're
coming
gonna
up
pick
here.
Kelce.
Clay Martin's
Maybe.
crew.
Encroachment. Defense. 457.
First down. All it takes is for that offensive center to squeeze that ball a little bit, move the fingers a little bit because you're so keyed into it. Let's take a look at the ball.
No.
Oh, it might have been just the slightest movement, but
Robert Saleh has a point. That's the fourth Philly first down by penalty. And the drive continues with 2:52 to go. Boston Scott in running back. Low snap. And some trickery here. How about this?
Oh, God.
Minshew just throws it away. And the Jets want intentional grounding. Minshew is pointing to Rager, who was in the vicinity. Yeah, that's Rager. Russell and Quinn Williams were applying the pressure.
now the interesting thing about all those laterals and all that, if one of the guys who had not taken the snap from center and thrown that ball into the ground like Mitchell did, he's not affording the quarterback grounding rule that the quarterback is. So, you know, was that a triple reverse?
Yeah, you know, and seeing the replay too, Rager wasn't really close to where that ball ended up. Eagles may have gotten away with one there. Minshew comes back and throws a completion. Has been in rhythm today as Goddard has another catch, and with that catch, he now has a new career high in receiving. 105 yards today for Dallas Goddard.
And the Eagles are right off that range where they can gain a yard or two. This is 4-down territory.
53-yard field goal from here. 4th down and 3. Another low snap. Minshew to Devontae Smith.
Oh.
And short of a first down. Quincy Williams makes the play. It'll be 4th and short for Philadelphia. Let's see what Sirianni decides. It appears the offense is staying out there again.
I talked about in the lofty goals that be aggressive. You're trying to get into that playoff mode. Every game for the Eagles is a must-win game.
So instead of a field goal for earlier, they line up to go for it on 4th and 1. It will be a 51-yard attempt and way before the play. Timeout was called.
Yeah, we fucking had that, dude.
Further snap. Timeout Philadelphia. First. 30-second timeout.
Sirianni calls the timeout before 4th down and 1. And while we have a moment, let's check in with Amanda. She's got another injury update.
I do. On Jets guard, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, it is his right ankle. He's questionable to return, but I can tell you he's standing outside the blue medical tent right now, testing if that ankle is good enough to go back in. As for Corey Davis, they said there's no update. He's been testing that hamstring on the sideline, had his helmet on to go back in, so we should expect to see him back.
That's good news for the Jets. Thank you very much. Philadelphia has the second worst 4th down conversion percentage.
You just fucking had him, Sirianni. Fuck us.
They're 4 out of 14. Lining up to go for it here on 4th and 1.
And all they've done is flop the formation, the personnel.
Minshew trying to do it himself, brings it to his own man.
Yeah, he had it.
Still think he's got enough. No signal yet. Miles
Slow
Sanders
progress.
pushing forward.
The next 10 years, you're going to put a chip in the ball and be able to tell you if you gain 10 yards or not.
Still do not have word. Call for a measurement. See, Minshew ran right into the rookie tight end, Jack Stoll.
We have it.
Looks like he's
Right there, it looks like he was. That's where the ball is spotted. Whoa. Stretching out.
What?
I would challenge it.
I would challenge that too.
I would challenge it.
He's listening to his guys upstairs, trying to find out. Here he goes.
Yeah, he's getting it ready. He's had a lot of success on challenges this year as well. He's 3 out of 4. Go to a timeout, see if he throws the flag. We'll tell you right after this.
I would put a flag. He was way past. They
Oh,
shorted
forward
that
progress.
ball.
Oh,
They
yeah.
shorted that ball.
On us when you traded your older damaged phone for better.
And add it to $1,000 when you switch. Because everyone deserves better.
Have we met?
This Christmas, I had dreams that aren't just dreams. Time to fly. This will be your time max for a limited run. The only thing that matters to me is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. Tickets on sale Monday. Tommy's Rich, that's who you are. Tickets on sale Monday.
Kevin! Oh, nice. Kevin, where are you? Kevin!
Hey, what's going on? I'm right here. I was busy cash backing for the holidays. Chase free and unlimited. I'm going to cash back on the gingerbread house.
What's got no people inside?
And a snow globe.
Oh, I wish I'd been in there.
You know, I can't believe you lost me, Kevin.
It's a holiday tradition.
That it is. Earn big time with Chase free and unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Other delivery apps add surprise fees, but at Domino's, we're adding on $50 million in surprise fees.
Like surprise-free giant lava cakes? Well, just 2 regular-sized lava cakes, but they're still free. Order Domino's delivery online, and you might get one of these surprise frees.
Mom's gift, of course. I'm looking at it right now. Hey, look, listen, I gotta go. All right, look, I'll see you tonight.
Best Buy same-day delivery can get you the right pet. Where you need it, when you need it.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
You shouldn't have.
On the steady.
Come on in.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy and by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL.
Late third quarter, and Nick Sirianni has thrown the challenge flag. He's challenging the spot on that last 4th down play. 3 out of 4 on challenges this season. Gene Steratore is with us. How do you see it, Gene?
Well, naturally, a very close play, Andrew, and it is very difficult when something really clear and obvious shows on replay to, after review, look at a play like this and come out and move the football 2 inches or 3 inches. So it is no pun intended, a big challenge for officials to come off of a screen like that, go back onto the field and adjust the football by an inch or 2. I think Coach Sirianni's big question during the timeout to Clay Martin was, is forward progress reviewable? And in the instance of a first down or a score, it is. And we can see Gardner Minshew get slowed up a little, then he gets stopped for a minute and nudges ahead a little bit more than that. But I don't know that they'll be able to adjust the football and make another measurement or change this original call because of those reasons.
Yeah, tough one, Gene.
Gene, I'm curious, as they look at the replay, are they going to use the yellow lines that we impose on the field when they look at the assessment of whether or not they're past the first down marker?
It's a great question, James, but they won't use the lines. They will just use the ball as it relates to another fixed point on the field. And again, if they see something that allows them to adjust based on things that are literal and on the field, they'll make that adjustment. If it's not clear and obvious, they won't go down that path of walking out and trying to move a football again by an inch or 2. These are hard plays to win and review.
And they're still taking a look at it.
And most teams' offenses are on the field. So, and then each coach is saying, well, I got it.
Yeah, you got Minshew and Zach Wilson out there.
After review, the runner did make the line to get it by getting the ball inside the 32-yard line. They were first down. They set the game clock for 121. 121. This is a successful challenge in Philadelphia. Will not be charged. A timeout.
Gene, you don't see that very often when they overturn it.
No, I agree with you, Andrew. And, we had the good fortune of having a very good shot down the line, almost directly down the line, where angles weren't being in a place where they could be confusing or misread. They've obviously looked at where Minshew was when his forward progress was officially finished and then laid that down. I'm surprised he didn't go out and respot the football and remeasure. They just awarded him a first down based on review, which is a first for me, is seeing something like that done when it's overturned.
Wow, that's a great point, too. Usually you see them remeasure, but they don't even do that. All right, Gene, thank you very much. Great stuff. But I don't think that Robert Saleh has enjoyed the officiating today. First down and 10.
And it's a tough pill for your defense to swallow when they come like we made a great stop on fourth down. We got them off the field. Now you have to come back out there and try to do it all over again.
They run it on first down with Sanders. He crosses the 30, and we're going to go across the river. JB and Boomer with an NFL Today update.
Cincy, 22 straight. How about Joe Mixon, 7-yard TD run right up the middle? They went for two. That 2-point conversion failed. Chargers now lead 24-22. Back to Andrew and James.
All right, guys, a little comeback there in Cincinnati.
There was more light in Boomer's voice.
Yes.
With that part of the game.
Sanders again has had some success running up the middle against this Jets defense. Injury on the tackle.
And it's kind of just those double team blocks, a little cross blocks. But right there, that middle, that offensive line is so agile for big guys that they really are able to get guys off their spots. Sometimes you pick a hole and you run behind that hole.
Eagles do not have to snap the football here. If you're saying, geez, it feels like the Jets didn't have the ball much this quarter. Well, you're right. They had it for a total of 70 seconds in the third quarter. We are through three. Philadelphia leads 27-18. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Look, Serena wins. Matrix. Serena. Matrix. Serena. Matrix.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on-demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream.
And we're down. Oh,
Agua de Joe Profundo, Giorgio Armani. At Macy's, the fragrance destination. A game of honor. The Army Navy game presented by USA. Saturday on CBS.
Oh, there's got a new late show with Jennifer Lawrence. Monday on CBS.
She could be a psycho or something.
It looks simple, doesn't it? To be a pro, it starts with training. And grind every day. To get motor running. To be more durable. It takes recovery to score the game in the touchdown. Because the moment can't be too big for you. Don't give a ball like a pro. Because you're a pro.
An electric guitar that hits all the right notes. Extraordinary. A coffee tea alarm clock that wakes up your senses. Unreal. A QR code that lets you explore and revel in a curated selection of the world's most unique and unexpected tech, fashion, home, and adventure items. Wondrous. Open your phone's camera, scan the code, and discover all that awaits you at touchofmodern.com.
I said, fine.
Every time I walk in, every time I walk out, with everybody there, I come like a rock star, I come with the cheese in the back.
Keep it.
Let me see you. watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
It's the start of quarter number 4. Philadelphia leads 27-18. We told you going to break, only a minute and 10 seconds time of possession for the Jets in the third quarter. In real time, they don't have a first down in an hour and a half. Third down and 2 to open up the quarter. Miles Sanders on the carry, stopped. The initial contact was made by Ronald Blair, who was on the practice squad yesterday. And now it's fourth down, and out comes the kicker, Jake Elliott.
You know, you talk about get off, and once in a while you can get off the line of scrimmage, get those gaps, make a stop in the backfield, force a field goal, get those hands up in the middle, block the field goal, run it down for a touchdown. Jets need all of the above.
It'll be a 43-yard attempt for Jake Elliott, who's already 2 out of 2 today. And Elliott's streak continues. He has now made 14 consecutive field goals, and the lead is a dozen for the Eagles.
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
This is the planning effect. This is how it feels to have a dedicated Fidelity advisor looking at your full financial picture. This is what it's like to have a comprehensive wealth plan with tax-smart investing strategies designed to help you keep more of what you earn and set aside more for things like healthcare or whatever comes down the road. This is the planning effect from Fidelity.
Phoenix takes me entirely 35 seconds. Her beer is so fresh, it'll make you. Are you crying?
Nope.
To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm not a traitor.
How did this Air Force vet end up spending 4 years behind bars? Her first television interview on 60 Minutes. New tonight on CBS.
Who did you have? Tell us what you know. This bomb? I know thousands will die.
My brother died on 9/11.
We're not crossing lines here.
This is exactly what you risk ruining your career over.
From new FBI, Tuesday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Come alive for me. Come alive for me. Da, 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 da. Come alive for me.
Go to NFLshop.com for special offer.
Stay tuned for the NFL Today update. Time permitting, JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher of all the latest NFL scores and highlights. Our producer today is Steve McKee. Our director, Andy Goldberg. Our statistician is Mike Notaro, whose mother, Betty, is a big Eagles fan, and she's watching intently, texting Michael updates about her Eagles. And let's go to New York. NFL Today update with JB and Boomer.
Miami looking for his fifth in a row. How about this, JB? Tua Tagovailoa, 28 of 37, 211 yards and 2 TDs. This is from to Isaiah Ford. They extend their lead over the Giants 17-6. Back to Andrew Gettlewa.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Dolphins making a move in the AFC East. A big one tomorrow night in the division between the Patriots and Bills. So the Jets, with a touchdown on each of their first 3 drives. Since then, they've gone backwards Trying to get something going here. And Corey Davis cannot reel it in. Chased by Alex Singleton. And Davis is still down on the Jets sideline.
You don't get a lot of linebackers. I see Davis coming in as he gets up, who are as fast as Singleton and can run with a wide receiver, and he's tall enough where you have to throw that ball over the top. Singleton spent 3 years playing in Canada, and that's all you do is throw the ball up there, so his coverage ability is rare.
Won the Grey Cup with Calgary. Leads the team in tackles this season. 2nd down and 10. Austin Walter at running back for the Jets. Over the middle, on a strike, Wilson to Moore. His helmet came off at the end, but he's pumped up. He's got to be careful. Spike the ball down.
It was a spike spin. But you are right. You know, sometimes just knowing the subtleties of the rules, you can spin that ball, but you can't spike it.
No penalty marker, 18-yard pickup. Again, that's an important part of this Jets' future. Wilson to Moore. 62 yards receiving today. Pitch to Walter. He throws it back to Wilson. Looking for so Mike has shown a lot more creativity lately. Gets a nice little chunk play there, but now there's some concern for Griffin, who's down on the ground on the Philly sideline. Jets are already down a tight end today. Trayvon Wesco is out injured. And now Griffin is in some pain. Tyler Croft already on injured reserve for the Jets. So it's a position they're not very deep in. A 14-yard pickup
This
there.
defense is frustrating.
While they look at Griffin, will take a timeout, come right back after this.
Daddy's been taking you back since way back. With freshness and softness you never forget. Feel the difference with Downy.
What is an overpass? Come on. Question, is that an S or a 5?
I think it's a 5.
I thought so. Frustration loading.
Nobody wants more robot tests, but we could all use more ways to say
Charlotte, or Rob Odd, or Rob Hot.
Error human.
switch to Geico for more ways to save. You got her the perfect gift. Does it matter if you give her the perfect batteries? Well, does it matter if you organize a birthday party but rented a knockoff bouncy house? When it matters that it's Duracell.
Find gifts you'll love to give as much as they'll love to get. Macy's Holiday Gift Finder.
Your hand in mine. Let's get the night away.
Bring a holiday to life with Harry and David Gourmet Gifts. Order now for Christmas delivery.
What's better than getting a better phone this holiday season? Oh, I know. Giving a better phone on a better network. How much better? Ranked #1 in network reliability 16 times in a row better. The most awarded for network quality a whopping 27 times by JD Power better. Yeah. And Verizon is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction for small business wireless service better. This rounds on me. Holiday better with 5G from America's most reliable network because everyone deserves better.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Downy Light. Finally, a light set that lasts. Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance. And by Harry and David. Don't miss out. Order now for Christmas delivery.
Seven first-year NFL coaches this season, including Nick Sirianni and Robert Saleh. And Robert Saleh interviewed with the Jets. The next day, he interviewed with the Eagles, and then the Jets offered him the job. Wilson throws this one to the ground. Griffin hobbled off, but now the Jets are really limited at tight end. They've got Kenny Yeboah, a rookie who doesn't have a catch this year, and Daniel Brown, who's promoted off the practice squad yesterday. He's also without a catch this season. We've got Greg Van Roden in at right guard as Duvernay Tardif has not returned.
Got Mims in for Davis. Davis has been in and out since he went out a while ago.
Second down and 10. Wilson fires another pass, but a little bit off the mark there.
Why is he wide open? Because we keep playing zone. We're playing no man coverage.
During training camp in the
It's
preseason,
easy.
Zach Wilson missed work during the regular season, and that timing between the two isn't always there, but the chemistry is. Because Elijah Moore said when Zach Wilson
I
came
don't
back to work
understand
last week,
why.
it was all smiles. They were all happy to be back together, knowing that those two have an immediate future together.
Wilson started 10 out of 11, but since then he's 4 for 10.
Look how far off Slay's playing. He don't even know the fucking zip code.
Wilson saves
There it is.
interception. That was a bad pass by Zach Wilson.
Who are these people?
Third career interception from the Chiefs. Eleventh interception this season from Zach Wilson.
We're normally here, people talk about don't be late down the middle. That ball has to be thrown with
Those would be kicks in the way. I don't know what to do that to.
not trying to sail it over the hedge. You don't have a tall receiver there in the middle. That ball just goes right over the head of the crowd.
Javon Hargrave was applying the pressure for the Philadelphia defense, and that has resulted in a turnover. And the Eagles right back out on the field. They dominated time of possession in this second half. The Sanders rips off a nice run to start the drive.
I know the guy saw me. I'm just
Williams on the tackle.
I know the guy saw me. I'm just
Miles Sanders closing in on a 100-yard rushing day. He's got 85 on the ground. Some Jets fans are headed out. See the time of possession this half. Just over 2 minutes for the Jets. Second down and 2. Sanders picks up the first down and home.
Go, Sanders, go! Go, Sanders, go! Go, Sanders, go!
Sends him down. And then Clyde puts Sanders over 100 yards rushing for the day. 4th time in his career he's done that.
Yes. Jordan Malata coming around 6'5", conservatively 365 pounds, moving really well, and he is what we call in the business a road grader. And then you look at C.J. Mosley trying to come up and make a play there, but you can't get through a brick wall.
Season-long 34-yard run from Miles Sanders. Eagles using some clock now as Gainwell had the carry. And that's a notable 100-yard day for the Eagles because they've got 15 consecutive games without a 100-yard rusher, tied for the 3rd longest active streak with the Jets. The first time since week 14 a year ago against New Orleans when both Hurts and Sanders went over 100 yards rushing.
And the crazy thing about that is they're number 1 in the league in rushes.
Gainwell again.
How can you not want a running back that says Gainwell?
NFL Today update. JB and Boomer.
Capitalize on mistakes, man. Turnovers kill you. Here comes Joe Mixon.
Oh,
That's going to be Christian Covington forcing the fumble. Tevon Campbell's going to pick it up. And this is going to lead to a 61-yard fumble return for a touchdown. And the extra point, Chargers extend their lead 31-22 back to Andrew, James, and Amanda.
All right, guys, thank you. Chargers right in the thick of it in the AFC. Trying to get to 7-5. Third down and 5 from Minshew.
You got to start to gamble a little bit if you're on the Jet side. Get after Minshew.
Gets rid of it, caught by Sanders, and he is tackled short of a first down.
Oh no.
Sanders is slowing it up.
Oh fuck.
You can hear him screaming in pain. He missed 3 games with an ankle injury and was limited in practice on Wednesday because of the ankle.
And it's a low tackle, so you're going to watch those ankles to see if he comes down on it right here when it goes up in the air, or if he gets hit on it, as CJ Mosley.
Oh, there it is.
The latter. And you can see the concern for Sanders on the Philadelphia sideline. Already without their leading rusher in Jalen Hurts, Sanders is their second leading rusher. Needs help to come off. It's not a good sign for Miles Sanders and the Eagles. They do have a bye next week with an extra game this season. There are some teams that have a week 14 bye, which is the latest possible. The Eagles are one of those teams.
I thought he broke it. He went out.
Is out to attempt a 46-yard field goal. He is 3 for 3 today. So make it a 15-point game, so still 2 scores. And time is working against the Jets. This one is good. So number 4 with his 4th field goal today. It's now 33-18 Philly on CBS.
Oh, don't forget, kiss for kids.
Bye. Hey, guys.
Check the office.
We get our rooms? Everybody get on your feet. Everybody nervous when you're in your seat. Take off your shoes and pat your feet. Do the things we can't be.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
We're 25 million prescriptions strong. We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're working up a sweat with Court Coffee.
And saying no thanks to a Boston Cream.
Jardiance is a once daily pill that can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have non-heart disease. So it can help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum can occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance without urea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack? We're on it.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
So how's your day going?
Not bad. Well, you gotta run back to the store so you don't get cold. Howdy.
Give more than gift. Pepsi.
Again,
I froze on test.
the best thing to do is get out of here.
It's like I'm not even your son.
The show, Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
You might not want to stand there. It's like if you're under another person, you're supposed to kiss.
On the United States Around, Thursday on CBS.
Nick Sirianni trying to get the Eagles to 6-7 going into their bye. Much has been made. They don't have to get on an airplane the rest of the regular season. Their remaining schedule after the bye, 2 against Washington, at home for the Giants in Dallas. To finish off the Jets first, it's still a 2-score game with 9:42 to go. Barrios will let it fly, and we'll send it down to Amanda for some injury updates.
Yeah, a couple more updates. Wide receiver Corey Davis is questionable to return with a groin injury. Ryan Griffin also questionable to return with a knee injury. Miles Sanders is out of the blue medical tent. He is on the bench. Nick Sirianni was over to talk to him, but he was hobbling pretty badly, guys.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. Thank you, Amanda. James, one guy I thought maybe we'd see more of today is Denzel Mims. With Keelan Cole on reserve COVID, Mims back in action, but he has not had a catch so far today. Tevin Coleman on the ground to start this drive across the 30 and up to the 33-yard line. Darius Slay on the tackle.
And that kind of takes the Jets back to the first page of the ball game when Tevin Coleman was handling the ball, and he was giving them good second down runs, good third down runs. And an injured Eagle down on the field. Is that Milton Williams?
Yeah, the rookie out of Louisiana Tech, a 3rd-round pick this year. So both teams' training staffs have been very busy this afternoon. And Williams will slowly walk off. Wilson with 2 touchdown passes and an interception on the previous drive. Trying to get something going with 9:26 to go. Second and 2. Right back to Coleman. He picks up the first down. That flag is down. Denzel Mims may be called for the penalty. And it looks like this one's coming back. 17-yard run by Tevin Coleman.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block. Offense, number 11. 15-yard penalty for the spelling foul. We'll replay the net.
It is on Denzel Mims, and that's not what I had in mind when I said I'm surprised we haven't called his name much today.
And it is the details of just knowing the rule book, knowing that could be a potential blindside block where you don't want to block back towards your own goal line. Denzel Mims is here. Let's see what he does. And his blocking assignment is going to drop the field. Gets him on the shoulder. I don't know if I love that call, but what he's got to do is he's coming off the line of scrimmage. Let's go for the inside pick of Darius Slay. Right stay outside him and try to crack back on.
17-yard run. It's 2nd and 15. Pressure coming. Wilson's able to get rid of it. And Crowder picks up the first down. Let's have another update. Here's JB and Boomer in New York.
This is so frustrating.
Straight by the charge. That's right. 1-yard clutch by Austin.
Right.
Here they extend their lead over the Bengals 38-22. Justin Herbert 25-34, 315 and 3 TDs. Back to you guys in the middle.
All right, guys. Thank you. Jets going no huddle here. Wilson gets rid of it. That's Walter in midfield. Another Jets first down. Harris slightly on the tackle. 11-yard pickup for Austin Walter.
Well, hurry up, make sure the communication, everybody knows what to do as soon as they get lined up.
Screen to Walter. Not much doing this time. A loss of 1 on the play. Teron Jackson, the rookie out of Coastal Carolina, makes the tackle.
Now, this may sound like an odd statement, but when you run a screen as the back who's receiving, you got to know if it's zone or man. If it's zone, you probably don't want to cut back inside because that's where the defenders are. If it's man to man, you're probably going to run outside.
Second and 11. Wilson on the move. 6-1.
Wide open.
Picks up the first down. That's what Ronald Saleh and Zach Wilson have talked a lot about. Try to run the offense in rhythm. Go through your progressions. If it breaks down, then use your escapability and big play ability to make a play like that, a 15-yard pickup.
But you've got to be settled in the pocket that you can go first read to second read, then get out of the pocket if you need to.
Javon Hargrave with the sack for Philadelphia. It almost looked like Wilson wanted to do what he did last week when he flicked the ball and it was an interception. And to his credit, he thought better of it. Right there, looked like he almost thought about it to Todd Johnson.
And those linebackers, T.J. Edwards and Alex Singleton, did a nice job kind of matching the back as he came out. Because they're in zone coverage. When that back is in the area, they're going to go to him. Edwards did a nice job kind of hugging up on him late, prevented the throw by Wilson.
They're splitting the sack between Sweat and Hargrave. Second and 15, Wilson. Another strike to the 31. Flag comes in from the secondary. Pass is caught by Jeff Smith, his first catch today. And now let's see what the penalty marker is.
You know, this is a tough one for the wide receiver because you want the reception, but you realize that the penalty is going to get your team a first down. See, the holding, if it's holding, it's going to be only 5 yards, but it'll be a first down.
Before the pass was started, holding, defense, number 27. 5-yard penalty after previous spot, automatic, first down.
See, the receiver going in, just caught a 15-yard pass. They're taking that away from me.
Especially Jeff Smith, who only has 6 catches all year. Penalties on Zach McPherson, the rookie out of Texas Tech. Inside 6 minutes to play. Jets have 2 timeouts remaining. Wilson taking a deep shot down the field, and it is incomplete. Good look, and they could not bring it in. Darius Slay at the coverage for Philadelphia.
Slay, excellent in coverage. But if you're looking at Moore, going, this guy's only 5'10". Look at him go up, try and high point that ball, but Slay gets that arm in between the 2 hands of the wide receiver and pokes it up.
Slay having a big year for the Eagles, the only defensive player in the NFL to score 3 touchdowns this season. Second and 10. Wilson too high. That's incomplete. And Todd Johnson was open, and Wilson again too high on the release.
Sometimes when you got to throw over defenders like he did right there with guys coming in his face, that ball is going to be a little bit high.
So many times this year with Wilson, you've heard he's got to make the easy ones easy. Yeah. And that was a case of that right there. Four down territory for the Jets with 5.5 to go. Third down and 10. Wilson looking deep, nobody home. Moore is the intended target. He's pleading his case for a penalty. He's not going to get it. Robert Salas run out onto the field. He's had just about enough of this officiating.
Moore is thinking that he was held. He's not real demonstrative about it. Robert Salah is pleading his case. There's Moore. Does he get a little tug? I mean, that's more than 5 yards down the field, so that's contact. With an invisible contact also.
And now 4th and 10, the Jets will go for it. Wilson on the move and incomplete with the pressure coming. Ryan Kerrigan was applying the pressure for the Eagles, and it's a turnover on downs.
Disappointing drive for the Jets. You have a chance to kind of close this game, 2-score game. You've got to take advantage of every opportunity you pass midfield. You really can't convert.
Even if that pass was complete, Johnson was nowhere near the first down marker. .23 to go. And Minshew back out there. Eagles are trying to work some more clock. Gainwell on the carry and spun down by Franklin Myers. All right, James, let's revisit your keys to the game.
Yeah, let's see if I had 1 out of 4 right. I talked about for the Eagles, get that lead early. They did that. They had 24 first half points, and they played aggressive. Gone for a couple times on 4th down. The Jets wanted them to win the turnover battle. Wilson had an interception today, but it was the Jets' only turnover of the day. They just haven't been able to take the ball away from the Eagles.
19 unanswered points for Philadelphia. Gainwell again. It'll bring up 3rd down. And James, we did a number of Jaguars games when Minshew was the quarterback down there. Such great personality. I mean, here's a guy that didn't even watch the NFL draft. He was playing cornhole with his friends during the draft. Gave his sister his phone and said, hey, if anybody calls me, let me know. The Jaguars called. They drafted him in the 6th round. We know about the mustache, the shorts. I mean, he's just such a unique guy. This is going to be a popular win for Minshew in that Philadelphia locker room. Running it on 3rd and 6. Gainwell. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Let's check in with Amanda.
Andrew, you talk about Gardner Minshew. It's already Minshew madness when it comes to these Eagles fans. Before the game, there were guys dressed up as Gardner with the mullet, they had the mustache. They also had a massive sign with his face painted on it. Tons of fans are wearing Minshew jerseys, so Minshew madness is real no matter what team he's on.
Yeah, I think my favorite Minshew story is when he told us that he tried to break his own leg against Carolina so he could get a medical redshirt season. I can't make that up.
No, you don't want to make that.
No.
You don't want to do it either.
That's true, too. Gainwell again, sliding down inbounds. Smart play. And a first down for Kenneth Gainwell. Man, there's some of the Minshew mania here at MetLife. And he did tell us before the game that his father, Flint, is somewhere in MetLife Stadium. His dad makes it to almost all of his games. Actually had a tough time last year, as we know, because of the pandemic. Most stadiums did not allow people in. So Flint is here to see Gardner win his first start as an Eagle. It's the Gainwell show with Miles Sanders injuring that ankle earlier. And a timeout has been called by the Jets with 2:06 to go. And it looks like it's going to be the same old here as the Eagles will go to 12-0 against the Jets.
Was that Roman Gabriel and Harold Carmichael?
The first ever meeting was 73 at the Fed. Eagles won 24-23.
So that was Boomer Esiason there. Wrong team.
It is the most wins without a loss in any all-time series among current NFL franchises. Elijah Moore told us on Friday that the Jets coaching staff did relay that stat to the team, and Moore couldn't believe it. He's only been here a few months, but
that guy can't believe it either.
No, or maybe he can believe it.
You watch the Jets today, and did they make a little progress? They made a little progress in how they played in the first half. Weren't able to convert it into a second half performance. So you got to kind of look at the film, grade it, and also look for improvement where you can find it.
It's like the George Costanza for the Jets today. The opposite. Usually they're bad in the first half, good in the second half. Today, the other way around. And now,
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
No, Jason Kelce, I'm sorry.
It was a right knee injury that he suffered last week against the Giants. Here it appeared he was grabbing his left leg. 2-minute warning here at MetLife.
With Consumer Cellular, get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. And AARP members get exclusive discounts. Magnificent! Switch to Consumer Cellular today and get $100.
Because you're forever connected by love. 2 touching center diamonds, representing the connection we share. Forever connected. The perfect gift to give this holiday. Exclusively at K.
Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
Nuggets and mac and cheese. Now you don't have to cheese. These crispy, crunchy, juicy Popeyes nuggets get even better with our new oven-baked golden brown crust mac and cheese. Try them together today and earn Popeyes rewards points.
Kelsey's down.
Can I still get the Patrick price?
Yep. State Farm has rates that fit any budget.
Sweet.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
I was just like,
When you spend all
beautiful one, guys. Please let us get to this bye week. There's only 2 minutes left in this goddamn game.
You don't just leave on a nice list. You get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the things you've done this year with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Get 1 year of no extra cost Sirius XM on us and 0% financing for 72 months plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by K Jewelers. Celebrate every kiss with K. And by Consumer Cellular.
Desperate for that bye next week. It's time. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for Kelsey, and a little extra rest next week will help them get ready for the final 4 games as Philadelphia will go to 6-7.
Oh, God.
And he's able to fall on it wisely and not trying to pick it up and do anything with it.
What the hell?
So new center, because Kelsey's out, it was Herbig, and that's what happens. Well, coming up next, we shift our focus to a key battle in the AFC North with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens taking up Midland and the Steelers. The run of the playoffs continues on the NFL on CBS. Jets called a timeout. See, Herbig is fired up after that snap. We did play some center last week against the Giants when Kelsey went out. Here's a guy who hasn't said his name all day, Aaron Silos, because
He has gone into the locker room and they had to come back out.
it's a good job to have on a day like this. Jets are now out of timeouts. Berrios with a fair catch at his own 19-yard line. So it seems like it's going to be another one of those Sundays here in New York where both the Jets and Giants lose. The Giants losing to the Dolphins today. Well, Zach Wilson get off to a great start, but the second half has not been good for the Jets rookie.
Well, we talked about what halftime adjustments with the Eagles making. One of the things that they took away the screen passes. Their defensive line, once they it wasn't really pass blocking. They were good for the screen receiver that thwarted a lot of the Jets' attempts to throw those screen passes.
Wilson completes that one. And it's first catch today by Denzel Mims, who just his 8th of the year. Jets cannot stop the clock with 1:30 to play. Wilson a little bit on that one. He's caught for a first down. Jamison Crowder on the catch. And while Kelsey is slowly walking into the Philadelphia locker room. Wilson again over the middle, and it's broken up incomplete. Rodney McLeod was able to close on that. Rodney wearing cleats for his nonprofit foundation that he founded with his wife Erica, Change Our Future, which helps to empower youth through education. Rodney and his wife Erica did a great job with that foundation, wearing the cleats to continue to promote the good that they do.
I think that My Cause, My Cleats started in 2016, and it has really expanded and really elevated the profile of a lot of the players and what they're working for outside of just working for.
Wilson throws on the run, he's for more, and it's incomplete. Is there the arm strength there of Zach Wilson?
He just flicked that ball about 60 yards in the air. We asked him, were you a baseball player? Because of, dipping the arm, throwing sidearm, and different things like that. He said, not really. So these are a lot of things that he has developed as a young quarterback and working on the arm angles, working on being able to throw on the run.
I think the one good thing for Wilson today, there were some good things that he did, but one of them is that he didn't show any signs that knee injury was bothering him. He told us that he's wearing a brace on the knee for the first time in his life. And he felt slower with it on, but it was limping all around today as Todd Johnson makes the catch. 40 seconds to go.
The receivers are pretty far down the field. You've got to give them a chance to get back, catch their breath, and get lined up.
It is 4th down and 3. Wilson's chase throws on the run, completes it to Johnson. That's good for a first down. TJ Edwards on the tackle. Again, Jets cannot stop the clock with 15 seconds to go. And Wilson will spike it with 11 seconds to play. Jets are going to be right back here at MetLife next Sunday. So will we, as they take on the Saints on CBS. All smiles for the mustache man, Gardner Minshew. And let's update the NFC playoff picture, giving the Eagles the win. So for the moment, they move into the 7th and final playoff spot. Bye coming next week.
Eagles 7 points last week against the Giants and 33 today against the Jets.
And that should be the final play of the game after the tackle by Ante Maddox. That'll do it. No Jalen Hurts today, but Gardner Minshew steps up in a big way. 20 out of 25 for 242 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Eagles win 33-18. Let's go to James Brown in New York.
So the Philadelphia Eagles have won all 12 meetings against the Jets. We take you now to Minnesota, Detroit. 12 seconds left in regulation. Let's join Steelers. It's 7-20. That fires Carson in the field. Alvin Wesley Brown was up for only a play. That was kind of generous. He makes that tackle moving forward in bounds. That clock continues to run, and they have no timeouts, and the game's probably over. So they just started with 7 seconds left. Now they put an extra second on the clock. 8 seconds as Danny Campbell looks down at that play sheet. Desperately trying to get their first win of the season here. First win for Dan Campbell. Lions have not won a game since week 13 of last season, a 15-game winless streak. Nearly a year to the day since they beat the Chicago Bears on December 6th of last season. All the close games that the Vikings have been in this season with Kirk Cousins. So we just put them in a chance to get one here in week 13. Jay, what's he thinking about here as he looks down at that sheet? What can I do to win this game? He's just trying to call the best play here. You got to think about matchups. Try to find an opportunity for your quarterback. You'd love to find Hawkinson and be able to find a play for him. So this slot, try to hide him there. Off from the shotgun. Here they come, 3rd and 2. The pass to the end zone sails incomplete. Intended for Reynolds. And they will have one more chance. 4th and 2. 4 seconds left here in Detroit. Dan Campbell talked about being the spoiler. They have the opportunity right here. All you want is to find a way to get a win and find a way to build something positive. And for the Vikings, so much on the line on this play here going forward the rest of the season. That's the big question. Brought Harrison Smith. It's the only pressure they've got. Doesn't look like he's going to three-man defensive line. So Zimmer's going to take a timeout here to make sure that they are set. With everything on the line here, Vikings team trying to stay within striking distance of that final wild card slot with a lot of season left. But you consider what's in front of them. Short week against Pittsburgh on Thursday coming up. This was the last sequence with Reynolds in the end zone. Maybe a little prematurely. No flags, and so here we go. 4th and 2.
Come on, Ryan.
There's Hawkinson inside. Here we go.
Oh my God, they got it! I'm so happy for them. I know. Are they even gonna kick?
Watch the cushion here. They did it earlier. They gave the cushion. Huge cushion there. St. Brown with a nice touchdown, and boy, if you're a Lions fan, how good does that feel? Amon-Ra St. Brown with a game winner with zeros in the clock. And the Detroit
You're still left in one, but at least they got one.
nearly a year to the day since that last win. He's out for Mike Zimmer.
Twitter, everyone Twitter is like. I just won the Super Bowl. Shit, CBS said they just won the Super Bowl. I'm just sitting in the bucket.
Yay! That's so funny to me. Woo, go Birds! I'm gonna throw up. Yay!
Yeah, because we have the tiebreaker all three of them.